Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Oh, let me play some more Sonic Boom of the South, y'all. I'm in that kind of mood. Well, they acting kind of stink today. Like they don't want to play. My video from earlier at Gamble Pavilion. What you mean there's no sound? You can't hear me? I hope y'all can hear me because I got something to say. All right. I got something to say, y'all. Oh, Lord. Shout out to Dave. Shout out to Dave. Dave is like we can hear you, but not the band. Oh, okay. I'm sorry about that. I don't know why that happened. I hope y'all can hear my next little segment. I don't know what that's about. Shout out to Dave, right? So as y'all know, me and Dave, we go back and forth on Twitter all the time. This is my arch nemesis from the CAA. Aggie pride over here. Mind you, I might pull up to the next game for North Carolina A&T in the tournament that they're in. I might pull up because I'm just like a hop, skip, and a jump away from that school. So shout out to Dave. He pulled up today. And of course, as you know, the infamous Ken Clark was in the building. So Jackson State was represented really well with the media. But shout out to Dave. Me and Dave actually had a bet this past football season about the amount of wins that his team would get. And he lost the bet, so he made a donation to Jackson State. But anyway, this is Aggie Pride over here. And so shout out to him. But let's look at these comments. Let's look at these comments. Wait a minute. SheLovesThee got a press pass. You know, this is a popular discussion in SWAC spaces as to why SheLovesThee has a SWAC, this SWAC, that. So, you know, I am going to toot my horn a little bit. I'm going to toot my horn. Oh, just a little bit. Exciting experience. But for those folks that was hating on me, yeah, this is what I got to say.
Stop playing with my name.
Let's
I ain't
go
gonna
right
say
on
it no
in.
more.
Do what?
Playing with my name. I
Let's
ain't
go
gonna
right
say
on
it no
in.
more.
Do what?
Stop playing with my name. I
Let's
ain't
go
gonna
right
say it
on
no
in.
more.
All right. Stop playing on my name, okay? Stop playing on my name. And I ain't going to say it no more. No more pettiness about why SheLovesThee is doing this, that, and the third in the SWAC, okay? None of that, okay? Stop playing on my name. Nah, all right. That was my little fun joke before we get into things. But I was joking, but I wasn't joking. So there's that. Shout out to the NCAA for giving me those media credentials. And you know what? It was an awesome experience. I got the chance I wanted to do some interviews, but I didn't have enough time to do interviews. It wasn't set up, you know, so that I could do like one-on-one interviews. So of course, hopefully one day I will get that Oprah, you know, Gail type of interview with some of the basketball coaches. But it was an excellent opportunity. I did have the opportunity to ask questions at the press conference. So if you have not seen the NCAA press conference, go ahead and check that out. I did have the opportunity to ask some questions in that press conference. And I am getting ready to drop the link. Just give me about 5 or 10 minutes to cook with my little Let me do my little pre-show, and then I'm going to drop it because I want everybody to come up here and give me the one-on-one. First off, I told y'all, and you know what I'm mad about? Thank you, Junior. Thank you, Junior, for your donation. I am taking donations to subsidize the cost of this trip. It was an amazing trip. I wouldn't have it no other way. Any and all donations are greatly appreciated. I want to shout out a couple of people that have sent me some donations. Miss Braxton, or Bratton, I'm sorry. Mrs. Bratton. Thank you, Mrs. Bratton, for your donation. She sent it the other day. Junior, thank you for your donation. Miss Hampton, Miss Eva Hampton, thank you so much for your donation. My man, Mr. Fred Allen, I appreciate you, Mr. Allen. Mr. Turner, thank you so much, Mr. Turner, for donating to help subsidize the cost of this particular trip. I wouldn't have it no other way. You hear me? And special public service announcement. Don't y'all be on that BS in the chat tonight. My mods are in rare form. And if they get to hitting that button, putting y'all in timeout or blocking you, I can't do nothing about it. Yay! Miss Gina, you saw me on ABC. I need to get that screenshot. I need that screenshot. Let me know what quarter it was in so I can go back and look. Listen, Jackson State Tigers, amazing, amazing season. Coach Reed and her staff, amazing, amazing, amazing. Thank you, Mr. Dukes, for your donation. Thank you so much. It's 100 people in the chat, and 2 people already sent me something. Thank you so much. Everybody sent $5. That's $500. That pays for my flight. Yes. Miss Gina letting y'all know, don't say nothing slick in these chats. She's going to be like Angel Jackson. Blockiana. All right, we getting ready to go through these stats. Doc, give me about 5 more minutes to cook, and then I'm going to open up the stream so you can come on here. Sis, you have subscribers only on. Oh, I'm sorry. Probably not. I'll turn it on real quick. Listen. When I say we getting ready to cook tonight, we are going to cook. I have 2,998 subscribers. Now, I don't know where Dr. D is tonight, but he said, what did he say? What did he say? Do you remember what he said he was going to do when I hit 3,000 subscribers? I don't know. I can't remember. I think he said he was going to somebody was going to win some money. I think that's what he said, but I don't know. All right. So there's 160 watching. All I need is 2 more subscribers, and I'll be at the big 3,000, which is a milestone. And I have to thank each and every one of you guys for tuning in and supporting the channel, for subscribing to the channel. I hit it, 3,000 subscribers. Thank you so much for getting me there. I'm at 3,000. So that in and of itself is a milestone for me. I want to continue to be able to bring you guys great content, whether it's our Jackson State Lady Tigers in basketball, our baseball team, our bowling team. We won today. It's all about having a place and a platform for us to discuss and celebrate all this greatness. Thank you so much. 3,000 subscribers. All right. Now, I told y'all that you should bet on Jackson State. You know what I'm mad about? North Carolina just started betting, and I told my friend, I said, take Jackson State. They're not going to lose by 35 points. We ain't losing by no 35.5 points. And we covered the spread. I knew we was going to cover it. I knew it. All right. All right. EA, you better not say nothing slick in that chat. Thank you, EA, for the donation to the channel. EA, don't say nothing slick up in this chat. This is not the time. It's not the time. So first off, let me start by saying this. It rained cats and dogs today. From the time that I got up till the time that I got back to my hotel, which is on campus, it rained the whole entire time. Secondly, that arena that sold out, it sold out because of Jackson State. And Jackson, it wasn't necessarily Jackson State fans, right? Because they only gave us a certain amount of tickets. Like, I think they gave Jackson State like 50 tickets. Then it's all the way like 40 minutes away from Hartford. So while Jackson State fans showed up and we were loud and proud, the band, we had Jackson State media in the building. Those fans that showed up to UConn, they have never sold out a first round game since 2002. So what does that say about Jackson State? They came to see and make sure that Jackson State didn't beat their team. And the next game after that, which was, I want to say Syracuse versus, was it Syracuse versus Auburn? Empty. Wasn't nobody in there. They was all gone. And it was sold out with all this rain. When I tell you, it was packed wall to wall. And when I tell you the Jackson State fans that did come was loud, our band blew them out the water. They had the fans looking like, and the fans couldn't do nothing but rock with the Sonic Boom of the South. The other band, UConn's band, after the Sonic Boom of the South got done playing, they were clapping. They were rocking. Jackson State brand is on the map, right? And one thing that that Coach Reed has always said is it's hard to get certain teams on her schedule, right? And Geno confirmed it. Out of his own mouth, he said, for the bigger teams, they don't want to go to the smaller schools and play. They'll book you to come to them and they'll pay you, but they won't go to your house. We all know that on equal footing, this could have played out really different. UConn is 13-1 at home. What does that mean? They don't really lose at home. Jackson State, undefeated at home. We don't lose at home. So Coach Tomekia made a great point. If you have a chance to go watch her post-game interview, and she said, we need to have neutral sites just like the men's game. Gotta have neutral sites, right? And Sandy says she wants to see some footage. Y'all want to see them shooting around? Okay, cool. I will say this. I was able to maintain my composure for a lot of the game. I'm going to just make, how long we've been? Okay, we've been on here 20 minutes. So I'm going to do 5 more minutes and I'm going to drop that link. And I want for everybody to come up and let me know. I'm going to go over things that I felt were not our fault. And then things that I thought that we could have worked on, and then I'm gonna open up the chat. So things that were not our fault. So, and everybody does it. Whenever you lose a game, you say these types of things, but I'm really not making excuses. When I say those refs, were cooking. When I say the refs were cooking, Layla Walker could not get an over-the-back call underneath the basket to save her life. I'm talking about just all over her back. Aaliyah Edwards, as greatly as she played, and I kind of say it with, was she really that great of a player, or was she just getting calls her way? It's funny because Brother Bakari made a statement the other night about how somebody should accidentally on purpose press up on that mask. And I was like, oh my gosh, Brother Bakari. And I ha ha. By the second quarter, I was like, damn, Brother Bakari was right. Somebody need to just go ahead and, because what are you doing? What are you doing? And so that's when people are like, oh yeah, she's a great baby. She would have had 5 fouls before the second half. If they would have called the game fair, she would have had 5. She would have been out in the first half. And I'm really, really not trying to make excuses for Jackson State, because absolutely we're going to go over some of the things, but some of these things that were Jackson State's fault, Jackson State has been doing it all season long. So can you expect for Jackson State, who's been repetitively doing this all season long, to not do but what they were doing? And they're playing a basketball team where you have to play up to them. They're doing things that they've always done, right? Thank you, Mr. Price, for your donation. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. So, Aaliyah Edwards versus Aaliyah Edwards couldn't do nothing with Angel Jackson. If we just keeping it a buck, this matchup right here, what are we talking about? What are we saying for real? If they're saying that Aaliyah Edwards is NBA talent, she's this and she's that, blah, 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 Angel was working her ass, okay? And if we had a fair game, the game would have been closer. I'm not going to say that Jackson State would have won the game, but the game definitely would have been different if we would have got those calls that we needed. Because then the reason why I say that is because Aaliyah Edwards would have been on the bench at halftime, before the half. And so for me, that right there, I'm mad. I'm so mad. All right. Because Miss Blockiana was blocking shots, right? And a couple of those so-called blocks that she was doing, they was trying to call fouls on. Like, come on. What are we doing here? Listen, if you're not going to call certain fouls on Aaliyah, don't call them little bullshit fouls on Angel. Don't do that. Do not do that. Don't do that. We ain't gonna talk about the we ain't gonna do that. Okay, so this is Angel Jackson, and I feel like she played a high level game, right? Here's my only concern. This is with Jackson State. Let me move to what I think we could have done better, but what we've always done. So, all throughout the season, we've had instances where we did not continue to drive in the paint. Driving it down the paint, inside the paint, where all of them were, that's how you get your foul calls, right? And yeah, you went down in the paint a couple times and them refs didn't call stuff, but you have to continually do it because at that point, you're going to be looking at the ref sideways and the rest of the world is too. You have to continue to drive to the paint. What happened is UConn kept Jackson State outside of the paint, and then it got kind of disrespectful. They was on some stuff where they was leaving us wide open. I dare you to shoot it behind the three-point line. And our shots were not ringing off today. So Adriana Avent was off today. She couldn't get a three-pointer. Haley Breland, she was cooking. Couldn't get it. So our shooters were off. And you see why Bowler started hitting like that? Because they had already decided that Jackson State does not have a game outside the perimeter. All of it is mid-range. I'm going to the bucket anyway. Now, this is the difference between this team and the team from last year and even the team that won against LSU. And I'm not going to say that that's a bad thing, but I'm going to say that this is going to separate you, which is, I don't know if you guys watched Jariah Covington, but she going to take it to the paint. She don't give a damn how many folks is down there. She's taking it straight up to the basket. So for us, this is something that it's happened in SWAC play where we take it to the basket a couple of times, but we don't continue to drill it. So since you're not drilling it, you're depending on somebody to shoot at the three-point line, or even the mid-range shots. And if you're not hitting those, then you're going to get separation. You can't hit all of those. So with that being said, we needed to drill the paint. And this is something that we didn't do in SWAC play. It's happened all the time. So some of these mistakes that Jackson State had in this game, they were done during SWAC play. It's just that the SWAC teams weren't able to capitalize off of it. So that's one of them, not drilling the basket enough to get them into foul trouble so that they could sit down. Let me see what else I had. The offensive foul calls, questionable, right? But I said it yesterday. I said it on the other lives before that when we're doing our breakdowns. I said that they're going to try to get Maya Crump and our other guards on offensive foul, like charging, right? Charge calls. And that's exactly what they did. That's exactly what they did. Fast breaks. I think we had at least 3 fast breaks that were broken up because either we got a travel call or they didn't just drive the ball. Instead, it was a fast break opportunity. They're driving and then they pull back. Take it to the basket, baby girl. Take it for the easy layup. Don't do no mid-range. Don't do the same way that Maya Crump went and took it from one end to the other. We needed that about 10 times. All those mid-range shots and trying to shoot threes. No, take it to the basket because if they foul you, you're getting on the free throw line. Last thing that I have to say before I open up the line is the free throws. Y'all know y'all hurt me with these damn free throws. 16 of 22 overall. we didn't get that many. We didn't get that many opportunities, So whenever we do get an opportunity with the free throws, you got to make those, right? Because there's a lot of calls that we didn't get. They weren't letting us be physical. They were those whistles were going off on petty ass fouls. They were not letting us play. The way that LSU versus South Carolina was playing, I don't know if you guys watched that game, but how physical it was. Them refs was letting them girls play. I promise you, if you even do a little bit of that's a foul. That's a foul. So that's what I had. Missed opportunities with the fast break. Not driving, which Coach Reed did tell them to go ahead and drive to the basket. All right. I'm dropping this. I wanted to say thank you. Somebody sent me something. Thank you, Mr. Cook and Mr. Price. Thank you guys so much. Listen, before I'm gonna drop this so that they can come up here, but before they do come up, I just want to let you guys know how much I appreciate you supporting the channel. It means the world to me because I'm going to be dropping videos all week long of the content, but that experience, it was a great experience to go into. That is probably one of the most I've never seen a basketball arena with the student participation and all that. I've never seen it. I've never seen it like that. So in other words, you wanted a LSU versus South Carolina. I wanted that physicality. I wanted the rest to let them girls play. If you let them girls play, it's a different ball game. The reason why I say that is they was letting them do it, but we can't do it. Aaliyah Edwards, hell, I wanna, like Brother Bakari said, let her accidentally on purpose hit that nose a little bit. Wake up. What's up, Doc?
What's going on? First of all, just want to say congratulations.
Thank you.
We saw you on. I actually did see it because I kind of paid attention to it. I didn't even put it on there because I streamed the game earlier today. So for the people that want to watch, want to go back and watch it. Go back and watch my live stream from earlier. I did stream the game. Appreciate everybody for joining us. But post game, the press conference, you did a good job. Great job. I ain't gonna say good, but a great job for asking the tough questions and stuff like that. Where should we start?
All right. So welcome. We got Doc Holliday of HBCU Overdrive, Greg and AJ, who was at the game today.
Yes. In the building.
What up, AJ?
What's up, family? I've been waiting to talk about this all day.
Yeah. All right. So let's start with we're gonna start with what Jackson State did good. Let's start with that. So Doc, I'm gonna start with you.
The main thing what Jackson State did good today was they never gave up. And when you play a team like a UConn or like a South Carolina or a Tennessee, most teams, most mid-major and small major teams, they tend to give up because they see the name on the front. And, in a sense, these girls went out there and felt like they can go out there and play with anybody. Point blank. Like, Some things that I did wanted to talk about was the fact that I wish that Coach Reed could have kind of did a swarming defense on Paige Beckers because she was gonna go off regardless. I would rather for her to beat me by herself than to have Aaliyah Edwards and what's the other chick's name? Ashlyn Shade. She's a freshman to just go off and have monster games. Also, I would rather have Paige try to beat me and everybody else. What can you do? What can you do? So having Maya get 3 fouls early in the first half was kind of crazy because then you have to switch up your defensive rotation. Where I would have put Tilly Bowler on Paige, I would have just kind of rotated, like just send some sort of body to her to make her work for it, to work for those shots. So,
AJ, what did Jackson State do good? That's where we at right now. What did Jackson State do good to start off?
I'm going to start off where Doc started with, not giving up and playing, in every minute and not keeping their head down. There were moments and lulls in the game where, especially on defense, we were lost. Mm-hmm. It's almost like I think Coach Reed did a great job of calling timeouts when necessary to kind of get us reorganized. So in that regard, I'm going to say we did good with our coach controlling the ball game when the team seemed like they were lost. So I'm going to give kudos to our head coach for making sure the girls, got out there, organized, running plays, and just staying in the moment, even though a moment for a lot of them was really big. But so I'm going to start there. Our coach did a hell of a job making sure the girls were playing to their strengths.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I got.
Greg, do you want to say something?
I say, we did good. We like y'all was saying, we didn't give up. I also want to say they did good as a season. We didn't lose too many games. Games we did lose was 2 Power 5, so we did good.
All right. Okay. So now I'm gonna start with AJ, which is what is something. What do we need to work on? Go ahead and empty out the clip, AJ. You're gonna have to unmute your mic. Or
he might be in a bad reception.
Okay, well, Doc, you start then. What do we need to work on? What did you see that was kind of like, hey?
Outside shooting was the thing we needed to work on. First quarter, we made the first 2 shots. After that, we missed 17 straight. We couldn't hit the Mississippi River if it was right in front of us. That's what we needed to work on. Mm-hmm. Another thing we kind of needed to work on too was crashing the boards. They out rebounded us 45-36 on the boards. In fact, I'm looking at the stats right here too. Offensive rebounds, we had 14 to their 12, but defensive rebounds, they had 33 to our 22. So basically, we needed to crash the boards a little bit more. Second chance points should have been, we could have had some easy layups. And driving to the basket was a big thing that I was screaming on my live. I'm
hallelujah,
like, you gotta drive to the basket. Drive to the basket, because you gotta realize this. Everybody know in the country they playing with 8 players. Driving to the basket, especially with Aaliyah Edwards, she's not coming out to that 3-point line. She's sitting right there in the paint. She's looking for something. She's looking to see if somebody's gonna drive, or force them to her side. So it would be the help side defense for her. And if it forces her to her weaker hand, it'll be the weak side defense. That's what they was doing. She was sitting in the paint. We looked at it to where, look, we're not trying to get fouled, but we have so many. We already have the advantage because we have so many players that was already suited and booted. The only player that we did not have that did not play was Daphne White. Why? Because she's injured. So you had five fouls to give for everybody. Drive that thing to the basket. Drive it. Get to the free throw line.
Yeah.
Get to the free throw line.
But I think this is something that it's something that has affected us even in SWAC play. You know what I'm saying? Like that was something that in SWAC play, we would already have the opposing teams in foul trouble. And for some reason, we still wouldn't drive it. It's like, drive that thing to the basket so that they can get fouled out.
That's the difference between Rogan and – go ahead, Doc, my bad.
And also, when you think about it, too, when, people say, well, the fouls was getting called one way, but when you start looking at the game, when you really look at the game, if you start seeing them blowing the whistles, they're going on both sides. Second quarter on down, they were blowing the whistle on both sides. It was just
they missed some. They missed some.
They missed some fouls.
Aaliyah Edwards. So the thing is, the Aaliyah Edwards fouls that they were missing, baby girl left out with 4 fouls. They missed about 5 of her fouls.
Right.
So that means that she would have been out the game, which would change the trajectory of the game.
Mm-hmm. So now it would have been Paige, beat us by yourself. Paige, beat us by yourself. Because you don't have your All-American center in the game right here. Beat us by yourself. See what you can do by yourself.
But Doc, we couldn't stay in front of her. Like we forgot how to play defense.
Oh yeah, she was going off. She was going off screens. We
totally forgot how to play defense on our guards. Like it's just not the offensive side. It was also the defensive side. There were times when I would look at our 5th-year senior, and it's almost like you thought we were playing rec ball. Like you're a scholarship player. We need you. We need you to stay level and stop talking to the referee, stay locked in, and play basketball. And it didn't happen. I think somebody said in the chat about driving breaks down the defense. That's something we didn't do. I think she probably drove once or twice. You're a senior guard. You got to know the game, when to slow down. Gerard Covington was a master at that. Rogan was a master at that. I don't even care if you block my shot. At least I got a chance for an offensive rebound. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But to turn it over and let Connecticut get out on the fast break, I think it did the team a lot of disservice. And you can see it coming out of the half. We just felt like we didn't belong at certain times. And then that's when Teely just eyes just went off and she started firing from everywhere and knocking them down. So
they was really playing off. It was kind of disrespectful because at that point they was like, you aren't making it. You're not getting ready to make it. So we're just going to allow you're not going to make it basically beyond the 3-point line. And those shots mid-range are kind of shaky.
Hold on, I saw somebody say Coach Reed was out coached today. That's a lie. We don't tell you why. As a point guard, if the first play option breaks down, then you are the leader. You gotta move people, run either ISO or dump it down to Angel. But none of that happened. It's like she stopped looking for a shot. Everybody was like, come get it. Instead of being an aggressor and say, hey, we need some buckets. Let me get to the bucket. And I'm not just talking focused on one guard. That was all of the point guards. Anybody that had the rock in their hand, except Angel, except Teely. And when Maya was out there, she was getting to the hoop. But everybody else was like very, very passive. And UConn, like you said, but Timona, they packed it in. They didn't even respect the jumper. Even if they ain't respecting the jumper, that don't mean you have to settle.
But you
Still
know what?
drive, float it,
But
do
you know,
something.
but you know what they did too, AJ. If you look at it, they restricted that paint. They was playing parts of it. They went from a matchup zone to a man-to-man defense. But when they went into that matchup zone, they shrunk that zone down to like
To the paint, all the way to the
paint
to the key,
because
man.
they was daring them to come to the paint. You look at, just go back and look at it. And then when they was in man-to-man,
I mean, I would have drove all four of them down there. I'm driving straight to the basket.
Gotta drive.
I'm driving straight to the basket. I don't care. All four of them were down there. I'm going right up in there. And since there's so many players down there, I might just throw an extra leg getting tangled up in there. Somebody getting an elbow or a leg, because that's how they was playing. They really was playing some. Go back and watch.
Hey, can I say something?
Taking some cheap shots. Go ahead, Greg.
I ain't gonna lie to you. It's been like you said, the stuff we did today, it's been like for the whole year. I ain't like love Coach Reed, but I ain't gonna hold you. I would have got out that 2-man zone. Them girls were passing the ball straight to the corner every time. I would have got out there. But they ain't even killed me.
They've been we haven't defended the 3-point for all season.
Hold on, and they were not in zone. They were not in a zone. The defense just was not rotating. They were not communicating on defense. Like I just said, they were lost. It was like we forgot how to play basketball in the moment.
Another
go back
thing
to the game in
was,
the third quarter. Go ahead, Greg.
We wasn't rebounding for nothing. I don't like, even when Angel was not out there, we still could have rebounded. We had little guards over here snatching boards from us. Then our senior, she been with us for 6 years. Like, and she, I gotta be honest. She ain't got better. Lucky, I'm sorry. She ain't.
Don't take my thunder, man.
She ain't got better. I gotta be honest.
She's the same player.
Same player when she first started. She's good. She's good in SWAC. She's good in SWAC. But when she plays Power 5, it's just like she go to a hole. She start back from a freshman.
Same player.
Then another thing was we weren't making our free throws when we got the foul, and we weren't punching the ball in the paint. That's the thing that made me mad. Like, we were trying to just shoot threes all the time when we could have just easily drove to the paint. Or what Angel Jackson was doing. She was getting the ball and shooting where the free throw line was. Just getting easy buckets. That's all I got.
Mid-range. The mid-range. Hey, I know so many people that got a damn mid-range shot. They in the Hall of Fame right now. Like, for real. The mid-range game was cooking in a sense. But to your point, like,
these players were not bigger than us. None of them players were bigger.
Absolutely not.
They were not
Absolutely
bigger.
not.
Who is saying they were bigger?
The
UConn women were not bigger. They weren't necessarily faster. Now, I will say this. Their passing game is on point. I mean, they must have perimeter drills where they just pass all back and forth. They're just passing around the 3-point line until somebody gets open. One thing that I saw Paige do and the freshman Shay, they would pass it in and pass it right back out and then shoot a 3. I mean, they did it so many times it was ridiculous. Pass it in and pass it back out and then shoot for the 3, because you're expecting for them to go ahead and try to score at the basket. So that caused us to defensively focus on underneath it. They passed it in and then passed it back out, pump faking all day long.
But you know what? That's when you say you play from inside out. If you got an inside presence like Angel Jackson, and they're gonna try to pack that paint because the ball is on the inside, inside the paint. I'm passing the ball out. Rotate the ball around until you get an open shooter. Another thing I did, they should have put Avent in the game earlier than expected, but She couldn't get
exactly
off
because
either.
she couldn't shoot. They couldn't make a three out of her until Bowler got in the game.
This right here, this shows the percentages.
Mm-hmm.
UConn, when we talk about around the perimeter, like we couldn't go against them. It's actually kind of, I'm looking at this, I'm like, damn. Right by the basket, 1 of 6, 17%. How?
What killed us was these backdoor passes, like
Yo.
back to backdoor pass. I'm like, it's easy to switch on that. Matter of fact, just go ahead and jump it before she even pass, because she finna pass it. She guarded heavily. She ain't finna do no
So the thing with it is they was trying to pass the ball while they was inside. What is you doing? Take it to the basket yourself. Do not go drive and then try to pass it back out or pass it to somebody to the left of you or to the right of you. Go up for the basket yourself.
Hey, let me explain how you attack a defense as a guard, and this goes for all of our guards. And it's not just focused on Keyshawn. It's all of our guards. Ariana Hunter, Breland. Like, I think, how many points we got from our point guard position today, Timon?
How many what?
How many points did we get from our point guard? That's Hunter.
7 points.
7 in
Total
4
points.
quarters. In 4 quarters, none of our guards attacked to break down.
I'm gonna read out the points. Ooh, Lord. Okay, Maya Crump tonight, her total points was only 6. But that's unusual for Maya. And like we said last night, we need a cup. She was playing defense, but what we're saying is Maya Crump, that's not like her. We needed for our guards to each put up at least 10 to 15 points, right?
Yep, exactly.
A piece. And then you have one who's going off that got the big dog, which would be, of course, Bowler. Bowler had 25 points. Angel Jackson had 13. And they weren't feeding her the ball that much. I felt like her matchup against Aaliyah and the other young lady, that we should have just put it in her hands, but our ball handling and passing was ridiculous. Y'all over here trying to do sneak passes and take it up yourself. Take it up yourself. Keshana Luckett, she had 6 points. Listen, Luckett, we know how Luckett plays. We've seen it all season long. In out of conference, Keshana had some issues with turnovers. For the out of conference play, we saw a lot of turnovers. And like someone said on the live yesterday, Luckett has to control the game in order for us to win, right? Or even get close.
She's our only point guard. She's our only point guard, really.
Right. So she was 1 for 4.
That's tough.
There was a couple of times where they don't want to drive it to the basket, which I'm going to tell you right now. I don't know what their thought process was for that, but she don't care how tall you are. She's going to the basket to try to get in there and make a play. It was times, I'm trying to see, when the Memphis game, she wasn't scared. She would go right up, drive it.
Yeah, you gotta have that. You gotta put that pressure on the defense to have them react. There was not pretty much UConn didn't even have to worry about a lot of defensive rotations because the defense, where our guards never forced the action. It was more pass around the perimeter, pass around perimeter, and then try to look for Angel. By then, it's like it's too late. So let me just shoot a 3. That's bad. Yeah, that's bad. That's bad offense.
Mahoney had so Mahoney was rebounding. She had 2 offensive rebounds, 4 defensive rebounds, but she only had 2 total points on the game. Our guards outside of, well, let's just keep it a buck. There was only 2 players that made it into double digits, and that's Angel Jackson and Bowler. And I feel like Avon only had 3 points today. If Avon, and they were really just backed up off of her, she's shooting with no, I mean, she did have that one foul at the above the line where she got fouled. There was another instance where she was going for a 3-point and she was fouled, but they didn't call it. They did not call that. But there was, most of the time when Avon was taking her shots, they were uncontested, because at that point, those girls were just packing underneath the basket, and they were just saying, basically, I dare you to shoot. We know your shot's not on right now.
And let's admit it, those were still bad shots.
We're not even going to defend you because you can't shoot.
Those were still bad threes. Those were still bad. Let me tell you something, as a former point guard myself, you don't have to settle. You can take a two-step in, come on the inside, and shoot a closer range shot. It don't all have to be threes.
I mean, when she's on, she's on. What I'm saying is, they weren't at some point, they just kind of backed off and was like, go ahead and shoot the three. That's why Bowler was able to cook in the second half, because UConn had basically abandoned defense around the perimeter of the 3-point line, because they knew that Jackson State was not on.
I say it like this: they in the second half, the game was more even in the second half, but because we missed those early shots in the first half, in the first quarter, it kind of just derailed a lot of things that what Coach Reed wanted us to do as a team. But if you look at get ready to go back to the stat. If you look at the second half, look at the score from the second half. The second half, we both. Let
me go ahead and pull them stats up. I mean, the second half, we definitely calmed down. Mm-hmm. Definitely, the play was much better, which that's why I asked Bowler. I was like, what did you do? What was your thought process for the second half? Because that's really when she started turning it up a notch, right? Mm-hmm. But she needed some other folks to turn it up with her. She needed some other folks to be there to turn up with her. She can't do it by herself.
So first quarter, the score was 22-8 because, like I said, we missed a lot of shots. Second quarter, at halftime, so they outscored us in the second quarter by 7. It was 27-20. And then in the third quarter, we, like you said, we settled down, right? Mm-hmm. They only outscored us by 1 point, 23-22. And then the fourth quarter, we tied. We both scored 14 points each in the fourth quarter. So if that first quarter was any different, instead of this being a 22-point game, maybe we say this game would have been by 6, maybe by 7, maybe by 8, but not by 22. Look at the shots that we were taking in that first quarter after we made the first 2 shots. Look at the shots we made in the second, after probably, let's say, like about 7.5 minutes left in the first quarter.
Brother Bakari, come on up here.
Those shots was terrible. They took some terrible shots.
I mean, but let's just keep it a buck. And I done said it, and I'm going to say it again. Some of these things that happen, they've been happening all season long.
All season long, right.
It's just UConn was able to capitalize on it, plus the cooking. And I want to reiterate to everybody that's in this chat, we are not taking anything away from Jackson State. Lady Tigers did a phenomenal season. A phenomenal season.
We
History was made. But we are going to have an assessment.
Yeah, if we're talking basketball, X's and O's, yeah, we definitely not going in on nobody. We're just talking about,
we're talking basketball.
Yeah, we're just talking basketball.
Bowler talked about those first quarter jitters. Me personally, even though they were down by 12, I was like, it's okay. You just have to be, You got to play fundamental basketball, right? It's the small
Correct.
things. The traveling. Come on, travel calls.
On both sides, to be exact, too. So
And that's the
I mean, yes, on both sides, but they was letting. They
blew a few of those. They blew a
it was
few of
more
those.
than a 1-2 step over there at UConn. They had more than one, so they got a couple of traveling calls, but they was over there doing the Cupid's shuffle to the basket several different times, and of course that's going to change the momentum. If you are, if you're drilling if you get a fast break and you get a travel call on a fast break, that's going to change the momentum. That fast break was an easy layup. We had about 3 of those. So that's 6 points right there. You having a fast break and deciding to stop outside of the 3-point line don't make no sense. Take it to the basket and just do an easy layup. Don't try to do all the extras. Just an easy layup. And I think that, if we talk about this game, we're talking in not trying to down Jackson State women's team at all. We're just talking about how things that happened in out of conference play and SWAC play, how you can see it in this particular game and see that it's, it's not it's something that they weren't able to fix over the season. So like turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen us travel that much though. I think some of them calls were that was kind of iffy.
I got one thing to say. What killed us, it was in the first quarter, Maya really didn't have no help. She was like, when she scored them first 2 points, she was getting killed on defense. She really didn't have no help. So we need somebody like last year, Woodward, to help us, or Angel. If Angel, if any other player would have got hot in the first quarter, we could have had a better chance coming back in the fourth. It was the defense that was killing us in the first, and we couldn't score.
Like, I got a caveat to that. Who gets the ball into Angel, though? I feel Maya, she had the ball. I think that should have been an adjustment made with the pass going in to Angel, somebody down low, because we just couldn't get the pass in. We weren't able to feed her.
She was asking for the ball. She was asking for it because that matchup, she's taller. She wanted the matchup. They couldn't get the ball in. Some careless. Some of it was careless, and some of it was okay. That's a reach-in foul right there, but we didn't get that call. Mm-hmm. Or that's over the back. We didn't get that call. So you can't. We already knew that the refs. We've been calling it for the last 2 weeks, which is they're not going to call a fair game, but on things that you can control. So free throws, mid-range shots, uncontested shots, fast break points where you're either doing, like they said in the chat, a double dribble, or you're traveling, or you have a fast break, and instead of taking it to the basket, you slow up the game instead of just going ahead and taking it, or you're doing a fast break and you're passing the ball underneath the paint with all those people. Man, if you don't put that damn ball up yourself, now is not the time to get an assist. Put it up there yourself, sis. Put it up there yourself. Go ahead and get in there.
I got another thing to say. Another thing that was killing us was we couldn't. Maya, she wasn't forcing in the paint like she was. She wasn't being dominant enough, as I thought.
Yeah, I just say she still had that assignment. Neutralize Paige Beckers. But in the end, I think it should have been a rotation of players to try to play that lady, the young lady right there.
I hope you know that we already have several McDonald All-Americans already on the team. We already have several McDonald All-Americans. Angel Jackson is a McDonald All-American.
And 5-star.
Like
No disrespect.
do they just say this stuff about HBCUs without properly doing research?
I ain't gonna lie, no disrespect. Daphne White is I think a 5-star too, but
Yeah, Daphne was a 5-star too.
she have her laser moments. So is Angel, but Angel, I need Angel. Well, the thing was, like y'all said, we couldn't pass the ball to her. She was turning up. She was getting her tools, dominating the paint when she got the ball, but we couldn't pass the ball. And it was an easy pass. It wasn't the thing about Lucky. What Lucky was doing. I know she has to go by the play. She had to go, but she wasn't passing the ball on time. She was second guessing herself about passing the ball. She was
And that's the key.
definitely
What you
second
say?
guessing.
You said second
Yeah.
guessing. That was it.
Say she didn't want to do what she didn't know what to do with the ball. I mean, you know who the shooters is. You know the reason why y'all are scoring is Angel. Angel is scoring for y'all. Pass the ball to her. It don't even matter. It don't even matter.
She should have had
her a screen or something
along with her. Yes.
And another thing you see, like I said, you pass the ball to Angel, they pack it down. You know, they're gonna pack the defense is gonna shrink down and pack it in because they're gonna try to stop her from getting an easy basket. You kick that ball back out. Boom, you can either get you a mid-range or a 3-point shot. It's easy because you have an easier look.
All right, people talking about UConn's team, man. For what they had, let's just count the free throws that we missed, and count some of them fouls that we didn't get. This game is way closer than 64-86. I promise you that.
I'm telling you.
It definitely was lost in the first.
Aaliyah would have been out in the first half. Aaliyah would have been out in the first half.
It was Lucky. I'm gonna just keep it real. Lucky didn't really do nothing the whole game. Not trying to just bash her, but it was Lucky's job to get her out. I going to the fourth quarter. I said that girl got 4 fouls.
Luckett knows how to go to the basket. She knows how to do it. We've seen her do it before. Luckett knows how to drive to the basket and catch. You've been doing that all season long. There was times when Kishana would literally have 12 points and 10 of them were free throws because she knows how to drive to the basket and catch the foul. She might not have made the point, but she's making those free throws. So I felt like Luckett needed to drive to the basket more. I'm just going to keep saying it, which is they were packing down there and you need to just keep going up there. Somebody going to catch a foul. And if they don't catch a foul, make sure you put that elbow down a little bit harder because you guys, the ref wasn't calling a lot, but if you keep driving the basket at some point, in order for the ref to call a fair game, they're going to have to start calling those fouls. But this is something that Jackson State has done in SWAC play and in out-of-conference play, which is they'll have some people on the team that's got 3 and 4 fouls, and you're not trying to come at them. I'm trying to come at you all day. They only had 8 players. You get 2 of them in foul trouble, and it's a different game.
Right.
Yeah, Big Reese said it, though. As a point guard, you don't always have to throw the ball low into a 6'6" post player. Throw it up, let her grab it up high, and then get to work. How many times y'all saw it in today's game?
A lot.
No. You didn't see it at all. They was trying to bounce past the ball.
Oh, yeah. I know what I'm saying. No, I thought you were talking about as far as the low passes. Yeah, I saw that a lot.
A lot. No, throw it up, let her go to work. And she did it a few times, but it was always a bounce pass in or somebody close to it. Continually, man, Angel should have went out this game with at least 25 points like Teely. For real. If she had more opportunities at the rim.
Well, what was also killing us too, cause the lazy passes, I don't know, it was everybody. Once we got down, we just started just passing in it like we just playing volleyball or something.
Hey, well, I got some good news. I can't pass out on the platform, but I'm excited about our future, Timona. We'll be back. We're going to get us another ring.
We waiting on Coach Reed to sign that contract, Coach Tomekia.
We'll be back. You know what I'm saying?
Tiger
Nation stay strong.
Her contract up next Sunday, ain't it?
Yep, Easter Sunday.
Huh?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. Easter Sunday.
And one thing I want for Reed, and I know she wanted for herself. I can see it in her face. She want to at least one. She want to get past the first round. I want that. I'm tired.
You're right.
We gonna win. We
deserve to be a 13 or 12 seed this year.
Can I talk about that?
We're gonna win every season. We're gonna win the regular season. We're gonna win the championship. I want us to get past the first round. I don't care if we lose after that.
Look at these net rankings. Jackson State is 100. Rice is 102. Where California Baptist at? California Baptist is 120. What seed was California Baptist?
I
want to say they was a 13 seed. I want to say they was a 13 seed, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you telling me somebody that was ranked 120 on the net rankings is getting a 13 seed over Jackson State? Jackson State should have been a 13 or 12 seed.
It was them Power 5 games we lost. That was close. Mississippi State and
no, our net ranking is literally 20 spots above California Baptist. There's no way that with a net ranking of 100 that we should be ranked 14 and they should be ranked 13. They're playing in our face.
They are playing, and you know what? Somebody put
and people keep on saying out of conference wins matter. That's why they use net rankings. And you guys aren't, I don't know if they're not listening in the chat, or maybe I need to make it bigger for you all.
Hey man, who's gonna say we didn't think we were gonna win? You think we're gonna go to a game and don't think we're supposed to win?
Who goes into a game? Who goes to a game and say, "Oh, we're gonna lose"? Like, who does that as a fan base? And let me address this HBCU BS that was on my timeline. I had to block a couple of people, and they're going to remain blocked because I don't play when it comes to. We can laugh and kiki all day long. I love it. I love going back and forth. The MEAC had a little tiz the last couple of days. You know, SWAC versus MEAC. Why do I get on my timeline and see this? Why do I see this on my timeline?
That's straight trash, man. Trash. And I don't even like getting into this kind of stuff, Timona, but that's some garbage.
Come on now.
Come on
now.
It's a time and place for everything.
Okay, so we can HBCU beef all day long, and this is why I have a problem with it. The reason why I have a problem with it is because when them FSU folks got to talking crazy about FAMU, why would you go to that school? That's a lesser school. You trying to ruin your career when all those FSU transfers said that they was going to go to FAMU with football. And I'm like, whoa. Where are the FAMU rattlers at? Where the snakes at? These folks are over here talking mess about you. And I don't see you in these chats going to war. I said, I can't beef with HBCU folks and go back and forth. And when you have a PWI going at your institution, y'all are quiet like you can hear a rat pissing on cotton when it comes to that type of beef. You can be quiet about it. We can go and key all day long. We can go back and forth. But when you see FSU folks coming at FAMU, all of a sudden it's quiet. I don't like that. And this is one of the persons that was quiet about it. So then here we have somebody from UConn saying JSU fans are annoying as fuck. And the connotation that they're saying it is talking about how loud the fans were, the fans that did come.
Yep, and we had fun doing it. So I don't care
how loud they were. Our band, how loud we were. Meaning, what did they think we were going to do? Just sit there? So for somebody from FAMU to do this, and it wasn't just him either. So this is why when people go in on you, nobody's going to feel sorry for you if that's what type of display you got going on. Like, why would Coach Brian think that that's okay? That's not okay, Coach Brian. It's not okay.
Yeah, it's just certain lines you don't cross. Certain lines
now you thinking we gonna be cool? No, I'm not cool with that. When it's HBCUs versus everybody, do you see how everybody coalesced around Grambling?
Men and women. Same thing with Norfolk State, men and women.
Happy for them to win. Do you see how we coalesced around Alabama A&M?
Bethune-Cookman. Same thing.
Hey, let me speak on something, Timona. Like, you was at the game just as I. The energy in that arena was like, who is this black school? Am I wrong?
Yeah.
One thing a lot of people didn't even know that Jackson State was
from Jackson, Mississippi. You go by. And you know what?
It is.
When you don't follow the code, it makes folks. You did not hear me at no point in time root for what it was, USF versus FAMU.
Mm-hmm.
No, you ain't gonna find that. Now, me saying I think West Florida, a D2 school, is going to beat FAMU. Obviously, that's in jest. It's a D2. Come on, let's be real about it. Me, when I was talking mess to North Carolina Central about Campbell, I had already explained myself about how when Jackson State was playing Campbell, when Coach Prime was here, it was, this is the team that's supposed to beat Jackson State. This is going to be their hardest competition. And everybody was low-key rooting for Jackson State for our homecoming that year. So in jest, when it came time for North Carolina Central to play Campbell and they was losing, I was being petty in that sense. But this is not one of those times. This is literally somebody being racially insensitive to us, and you over here.
He didn't read between the lines.
No, he read between the lines. He just don't give a F. He don't care.
They pick and choose. But that's what I like about this platform, because you don't just get to sit there and think we ain't gonna respond back. Now, I'm not saying it's all family people, but I tell you one thing, man. How many years they been in the SWAC now? 3, 4, whatever.
3 years.
3. Y'all will never be our rivals, dog. I don't care how. Y'all will never be our rivals. So, all this jest and gister that we do with Southern and Alcorn, we good because we know how to stick together when it's time. But the stuff y'all did today with that racial undertone tweet, I got a real problem with that, because at the end of the day, we always come to all HBCUs defense. So, Timona, don't even worry about it. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I just, because you know what? I definitely, you know what? I do have some rattlers that they support my channel. Mr. Campbell, of course, and I Weave Hair. I have a sponsorship with Mr. Campbell. But they all of them, slowly but surely, they show what a snake really is. Come on now, Mr. Hankerson. You was wrong as 2 left shoes. And
because how our fan base is going to be, whatever they say.
Y'all are being too sensitive. This is not about sensitivity. It's HBCU versus everybody. Above all, ain't no. So when you do that, I gotta block you. For
Hey,
me to be.
Can I suggest some?
Go ahead.
Here at SheLovesThee, the delegation, we would like to trade FAMU back to the MEAC. Give us South Carolina State. Why?
Now you know what? Them Aggies was up in this chat, up on Twitter. They was going to bat. So maybe
okay.
Send FAMU to the CAA. Y'all want to politic with them? You want to politic with the? You then go on up there and y'all go to that.
Hey, but you know the sad part, Simona, we got to deal with that. We got to deal with that.
For
and then we got to deal with Geno Auriemma trying to sway Tomekia Reed to a Power 5. See what I'm saying? It's like
they always do that.
Why we doing this?
The answer is never. The answer is never. Hey, I'm gonna take. This is the thing with that. It's all like politics. The answer is never. You know what? I'm gonna change the game. I'm going to commit to going to Jackson State and playing in their house. They don't never offer that. They never offer this. That's what the solution is. He said it, but then he also doubled down on it. He said the bigger schools are not going to go play in the house of the smaller schools. Mm-hmm. They'll pay for you to come to their house, but they're not going to go play in the smaller schools' house, right? So that's why I can't take none of these folks. And when I say none, I literally mean none. I don't, all of that little, what is it, lip service that y'all are doing? If you really want to change the game like you say you do, come to Jackson State. Come play on our court and see
because we are good enough. We are good enough. We are good enough. Bottom line, point blank, we are good enough.
I got something to say.
Period.
Fam, you won't even be in the conversation from three things: the LeBron James deal and them winning the SWAC tournament. And they bank on always gonna have something to say. They been this place that no other man's been. That's the only reason. We ain't hear nothing else about no sports.
What's up, brother Bakari?
What's going on? How y'all doing?
What's up?
What's up, Big? What's up, Big?
What's going on? Look, I missed the game today. I'm sorry, I had missed the game today. But I did watch the post game, and I did hear what Geno, whatever his last name is, what he said about the bigger schools coming to play at HBCU. Coach Yo said it first when they went to UAPB. She actually said she was going to challenge the bigger schools to go to HBCUs and play. But I really don't like when I hear those people throw out, like give Coach Tomekia Reed a chance to coach somewhere else. Oh, maybe she don't want to go nowhere else. I'm gonna ask y'all a question, yes or no. Then I'm gonna go in on it, right? Gonzaga, 15 years ago, did y'all ever hear those white people get up on the camera and talk about when is somebody gonna offer Mark Few a job?
Hell no. Hell no.
Nope. Hell no. You wanna know why? Because you wanna know why?
I know. Let me finish. Let me finish.
Go ahead.
Because they want to see white people do good. See, they know they can put a little money in our face. I'm going to say it like I said the other day. They got everything because of us. We have nothing because of them. And they know they think they can just put a little bit in your face and you going to leave. What if Coach Tomekia Reed don't want to leave? What if black people just say, you know what, we tired of seeing our greats leave to go build up other people. We gonna come up and keep her here so she can continue this and build us and make us a powerhouse. But they never scream that. Did you ever hear them say that? Have y'all heard them mention that about the white coach at Fairfield who made the top 25 this year and how many games they had won in a row? You didn't.
No, because they winning. They winning. That's the thing about it. Winning is stop all this other stuff. They catching W's.
I know, but what I'm saying is Jackson State is winning, but they want to take Jackson State coach, and they'll say it out loud. All them white coaches, whenever they get an opportunity, but they don't say leave Fairfield, and we are falling for this now.
They don't, brother Bakari. They don't. That's what I'm saying. It's lip service. And don't tell me what HBCUs deserve. Schedule that game at the HBCU.
And And the
They
only
ain't
one
gonna do that.
and the only one did it was Coach Yo, and she say she gonna continue to do it when she went to UAPB. She's the only one.
I think Alabama State had a game with what was it, with USC?
Yeah,
And,
but that was part of.
But
that
that
was
was
part of.
because
That
of
was
the
part of
Pac-12
a series.
SWAC challenge.
I
Yeah.
understand that, but we need more of that. We need a Big East SWAC challenge.
But see, they want us to fall, and they gonna continue because she is great, and I believe Coach Tomekia Reed is smart. See, the thing is, they never caped for black coaches before from an HB. Never. This ain't the first time that we've been winning. You can go back to the 80s, we were winning. You can go back when when you go back to the 80s, early 90s, you would see none of those schools would put us on their schedule at all because of the players that we could get and we could play and compete, but they never caped for them. But now they are caping for them. They don't want the coaches, they just want the coaches out the way. And we got, well, they're gonna give them the bag. Well, how about us? We come up with a damn bag. We got to get past the point talking about what we can't do. We got to look at ourselves and say, this is what we're gonna do. If we want our coach and our coach is great and we know she's great and we want her to be able to get the players and we want our schools to win, we got to do what we got to do to keep them there.
They gonna do it. She trying to make history. They gonna do it.
They come and they want us to fall. When the SEC commissioner can stand in front of Congress and say this loud, and I still see people going around bragging on the team from the SEC. I still see people talking about some damn LSU and Angel Reese them. When them folks they sellouts too. When that commissioner can stand in front of the Congress and say, should know, think about this, should know HBCU be D1. How in the hell do we have an allegiance to anything in that conference? Per our coaches, should know HBCU be D1. We shouldn't have an allegiance to none of it because none of those other conferences came out and said anything. Coach Yo, Don Staley, they speak high of HBCU. Other than that, ain't nobody saying nothing because them people want to see us fall.
And they might speak highly, but can we call it what it is?
Lip service.
Keep
Keep it a buck. That's what you say. Keep it a buck.
No, can we call it out other than just saying it? This is the thing. All of these coaches know it. All of them are saying it, but they aren't actually taking the extra step to make the change. What is that change that we need? Which is y'all come to our home court. Let's get some home field advantage.
That's what I'm saying. Coach Yo did that, and she says she's gonna continue to do it.
Coach Yo is a UAPB alum, so we know what that is. There's a connection there with Coach Yo.
Well,
I'm talking about the other one. See, Coach Yo comes from the SWAC. We're not talking about Coach Yo. And Dawn Staley, when she said it, she said, I wanted to give the HBCUs a platform to play. I don't necessarily want to play South Carolina. They beating folks that are Power 5 by 40 and 50 on their own, right? So what do we?
I ain't gonna hold you.
What benefit is it to schedule Valley and have them play South Carolina? There's no benefit in that. I think that's derogatory, right? We talking about matchups that like for instance, a home and home with St. John's. Let St. John's come to Jackson State. Let's play some more Big East teams, but let them come to Jackson State and vice versa, or let them go to Alabama State and vice versa. Because I'm telling you right now, Jackson State for a home game, if they went back over to UConn, it would be sold out again.
Matter of fact, we'll beat them.
They've never been sold out since 2002 for a first round game. Never been sold out.
And they ain't never been that way.
Jackson State sells out HBCUs, Power 5s, mid-majors. It don't matter where we go, we selling it out.
They want to see us. They want to see us, but they don't want us to. They want to see us, but they don't want us to see us succeed.
That's what it is. Geno said it out of his own mouth. The bigger schools
ain't gonna want to come to the house.
So Jackson State, when we're trying to take these steps forward, because that's what I asked Coach Reed about her motto, knock down walls. And all the steps that she's taken, do you feel like your mission to knock down walls, do you feel like that you're getting closer to doing that? And she just basically said, I don't coach to just win the SWAC. I coach to beat some of these Power Fives, to, you know, put HBCUs on the map. Like, everything that she's saying, the closer that she gets to it, the more that they pull away, which is now, because she's winning and because of how she's going at these Power Fives or these mid majors that do schedule her, now they don't want to play against her.
Especially in the regular season. She said she couldn't even find any schools that wanted to schedule us in the first part of the year. She had trouble doing that. From the group of five, the pop, they did not want to play us. We had Angel, we had we had 2 6-footers. So you're right in line with what you're saying, Timona. They want to see us do it, but they're afraid that this is going to hurt their profile.
Well,
I don't care.
They stop wanting to play. You go back, y'all younger than me. I don't know. Y'all might not remember Coach Dave Whitney from Alcorn State University.
I remember Coach the Wizard.
The NIT used to be bigger than the NCAA tournament. They knew Alcorn had a good team. Mississippi State was picked to win the NIT. They were supposed to be the best team in the nation. Alcorn went to Starkville and beat them by 10 points. Then they went on to win another game. Them folks would not schedule. They stopped scheduling because they don't want to lose. See, they'll go lose to a Gonzaga. They'll go lose. Let's say hypothetically it was Southeast Louisiana. They would go lose to them. Or like Mississippi State went to University of Tennessee Chattanooga this year and lost to University of Tennessee Chattanooga in Chattanooga. But they don't want to come to Jackson and lose to no black school. They always got to feel they better.
It makes their confidence look bad. That's why. That's exactly why. And we got to show them the HBCU. The SWAC conference is better than some of these Power 5 conferences.
And we have to start, and we have to give our players something. We might not be able to give them what them other schools, but we have something that they don't have. But we have to come up with something to keep our players. Because I understand sometimes the financial thing can get you, and I might need a little money. I understand that. But people also got to tell these children, to tell our youth the truth. Only 2 or 3 people is getting that real money like that. Won't you look up and see how many players is not getting money? Or how many players, like the player from Florida, what he had, like a $15,000 deal, but ended up signing a contract with an agent. He get 40% of his contract for the next 15 years if he make it to the NFL and whatever he do.
He already in.
They out here signing 360 deals.
You know what?
See, ain't nobody we ain't talking to our youth, telling them the whole truth, how these people are using you. We have to be honest with our people and stop being nice. Say, well, you stop thinking people gonna think you're racist. I don't care what they think about me. But if we have to be honest with our youth. So then they go somewhere, then they find out the truth. Now they looking at us and like, damn, y'all didn't even tell us the truth. Our elders let us down. Now we got to start telling them the truth now about everything and about how you're being.
You're right.
We don't have, I'm gonna say it again. We in this country don't have a damn thing because of them. They have everything because of us, and we still giving it to them.
I ain't gonna hold you. Our generation chasing the check, and that's the thing about it. So this generation going on, it's gonna be about the check. So we got the
idea of chasing a check. There's been several kids that done came out and was like, I was told I was gonna get XYZ, and they didn't get it, right?
And they left.
It was the idea of chasing a check, and then here they are back in the transfer portal. You can't go for the unknown. If it's name, image, and likeness, and you only got 200 followers, what name, image, and likeness what kind of NIL deal are you talking about with 200 followers? Or you don't even want to get in front of a camera and enunciate and try to sell this cup of water. Hey, this is such and such and such and such.
You know what's so funny?
Hydrate yourself. H2O. You don't even want to get in front of a camera and talk, but you think
you know what, though,
an NIL deal?
You know what though, Timona? I was just thinking to talk about that. The power forward for North Carolina, Armando Bacot. He's I think, I don't know what type of commercial it is. I think it was a burrito commercial, a Chipotle commercial or something like that. But I'm looking at it, I'm like, this is really what name, image, and likeness is supposed to be about. This guy, this young kid right here, who goes to University of North Carolina, he plays on the basketball team. He's doing a commercial using his name, his image, and his likeness for what it's supposed to be. All the other things where we talking about where they supposed to sign me to $45,000, $50,000 NIL deal, that's not an NIL deal.
That's a collective.
That's a collective. They is basically paying you just like I will go back in the day. Brother Bakari, AJ, y'all would understand where I'm coming from. Back in the day, in the 80s, when SMU was paying their damn players to come to their school, and it was a whole scandal. Even at the time, even the
Pony
governor
Express.
of Texas, the Pony Express, even the governor knew about the damn payments and told them, we're going to still continue to make these payments to these students until they matriculate out of the school. Guess what?
And that's why they made.
These Negroes just stopped, and they kept going, and they got put on the death penalty.
See, it used to be that, and this is why they're trying to regulate NIL deals. It used to be, I get you a luxury apartment, which, number one, it's a lease. Number two, it's one of these either alums or donors. It's one of their houses anyway that they have, a little extra house, right? So it used to be you get a luxury apartment, you get a luxury car. Once again, that's a lease. They're not buying it outright. Your name ain't on it, but it's yours, right?
That's exactly why Nick Saban's mad.
They used to give you a little stipend, and everything was straight, right? You got now. Oh, no. These kids, they want to buy their houses. They want to do all this stuff. Shedeur, Shiloh, Travis Hunter, these kids were at Jackson State, and they had the highest NIL deals in all of the country. They were in the top 25. And that's not by a happenstance. Number one, that's by the connections that Deion Sanders had. Number two, Deion Sanders has a whole agency behind them to pitch all of these different types of NIL deals. I don't care what nobody says. When we talk about, did Deion Sanders make money off of, or did he benefit from Jackson State? Do you think that all of those little KFC commercials and all that attention that he was getting from being a coach at Jackson State, you don't think that those NIL deals came from it? Those are what you call real NIL deals, but they're still kind of fake because no other kids are going to get those types of deals.
Right.
And let me
those types of deals. It's not necessarily it's I'm not saying that it's fake, but it's not realistic to expect to get those types of deals. It's not realistic.
Hey, can I say something real quick? To Doc's point related to what he was saying? I was sitting next to some parents today, all right, and I'm just gonna go on record. Sometimes it's not the kid that won't come to HBCU. It's the parent that won't send their kid to the HBCU.
True.
And I heard that with my own two ears today. That they know we need a real solid point guard, but their parent won't send them to Coach Reed.
Exactly.
I'm just saying, so we can get out of our head that it's gonna be all black people, black power all the time. That ain't gonna happen.
No, you know what?
They go ahead, Bakar.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you had stopped, man. My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you good. But that's so. I want to make sure I point that out as well. That it's not just the kids. That's I would love according to them, they would have loved to come to play for Coach Reed, but the parent said no. And right now, they're at Mississippi State sitting riding the pine.
You know,
So it's real. It's real out here. Other than
They
just
at another school
in
riding the
back.
bench where they
It's crazy, man.
could be up here getting 30
It's
points a
wild.
game.
you could be getting some playing time, could be getting some experience on a winning team. But I'm gonna go back a little bit. Do y'all remember? Y'all, like I said, y'all remember when the HBCU women they didn't let them in the NCAA tournament, right?
Yeah, back in the 80s. Was it back in the early 80s, wasn't it?
Okay, I'm gonna show you. When I say they don't want you, they want you out the way, and they don't care for you. But we still run for trinkets. Do y'all the first NCAA tournament? Y'all know Cheney State made the national title game, right?
Right.
After Cheney State made the national title game, they changed the rules. They pushed.
They always move the goalpost.
They pushed the HBCUs out after Cheney State made the national title game. They changed the rules. So now when they changed the rules, now what does Cheney State coach has to do? She got to end up going to Coach Rutgers. Because I can't be in here at Cheney State because y'all done changed the rules. But if I go here, I can win. I can play in the NCAA tournament and possibly win. I can't remember her name. So I don't think she ever won a national title, but she used to have good teams though.
Where? What school?
Rutgers.
Oh, I know you're talking about Steve Vivian Stringer.
Yeah, go look. I think that was a Cheney State coach. So as a Cheney State made the national title game, they made the national title game in the first tournament. They changed the rules. HBCUs couldn't go no more. So we are playing catch up, right? We are playing catch up in every way, and we still want to send our best. And I understand something like the one brother said. We don't want our kids to go. You can sit and you can hear. I have defended from some of the people when the brother said it ain't gonna be pro-black, black power all the time. I have defended HBCUs against people who swear they are so pro-black, so pan-African.
Come on, Bakari. Come on, Bakari. Yes, sir.
Why do I have to defend HBCUs to you then? Why am I defending them? Why the only thing? Well, they do this. How do you know? How many? Well, they think they're better than us. How do you know that? Which ones think they're better? So every person that goes to an HB, you know what I tell them? That's a low. That's your esteem of self problem. Low self-esteem. That's your problem, and you are upset because the HBCU is in your community and you see it all the time, and it was something you had an opportunity to do, and you turned it down.
And this thing I gotta say about the parents that don't allow the kids go to the HBCU. It's literally in the first level of an HBCU. You supposed to come to an HBCU not for the winning. You supposed to go to HBCU to make history, especially if you black. Make history. That's all it's about. Make history and leave a legacy.
Because it's about getting your education first before it's about playing the damn sport. You think about it. But it's crazy when you think about it because we as parents, when I would say when I was growing up, when I was choosing what school I wanted to go to, my mom, my uncle, my aunt left that decision for me. You know what I'm saying? Everything. They left that decision for me because they felt like they was like, look, this is your future. This is your time. This ain't got nothing to do with me. But you make the decision where you want to go. Now it's so bad where it feel like these damn parents is pimping the kids because they see it's dollar signs. It's dollar signs. And it irritates me like you looking for a bag, and I understand it's generation, generational curse as far as us being financially, weakened. But at the end of the day, it's still the kid's decision of where he or she wants to go to school at. So I don't like the kid. I don't like the parents, and it makes me look bad. To me, it makes me look bad as a parent, where a parent is riding the damn coattails of their kid. like it is not indicative of the kid to take care of you. At the time, this kid is 17, 18 years old, you are still the parent. You're supposed to take care of that child, regardless.
Hey, Doc, real quick.
Yeah.
Today in Timona, great questions during the press conference. Shout out to you.
Oh, yeah.
Tomekia Reed was recruiting. I want you to go back and listen to that press conference. She was pitching HBCUs. She was pitching to come to Jackson State. She was pitching to go play for UAPBs and she was pitching that. If you really listen closely, she knows what we're up against. And I preface to say what we thought was going to happen up under another regime in another sport is going to happen under her. It's going to happen under her. She said she wants a court named after her, and I believe if we take care of her, she'll be there long enough to see that happen.
And I gotta say a thing. I also have to respect the kids that don't think they should go to HBCU or don't they listen to their parents say they don't supposed to go to HBCU and they try HBCU for 2 or 3 years, then they transfer. I can respect it because at least you try. If it didn't go your way, you know, it's up to you.
Mr. Ford in the chat, Mr. Ford in the chat.
Mr. Ford, drop the link.
Hey, Timona, thanks for letting me speak. I'm gonna have to get off. But the brother was just talking
Bakari, thank you, bro.
I thank all y'all. Look, I respect Diamond Jones, who was all ACC point. Diamond Johnson, who was all ACC point guard, starting point guard in North Carolina State last year, who gonna do her last 2 years at a HBCU at Norfolk State. I'm glad she left. She was the starting point guard for North Carolina State last year, and she was all ACC, and she wanted to go to an HBCU. It's an uphill battle for us. It's really an uphill battle, and sometimes it seems like the biggest hill we got to climb is ourselves. And you know what? But that's why I tell people everything started in mind. It's according to how we see ourselves. If we gonna have any respect for ourselves, what type of respect and love do we have for ourselves, or do we want to see us? Do we want to see? We walk around and brag and say we're great. And I know if y'all out here, y'all hear all this knowledge, we God and all this peace God and everything like that. We will say all that, we kings and queens. But when it comes to dealing with one another and dealing with other people, we're king and queen, allegedly, when we deal with each other. But when we deal with other people, we damn near like a peasant, we children of the world. It's like, how do we want to see each other? Do we see ourselves as great? And if we start seeing ourselves as great, more of those players gonna start going to HBCUs, preferably Jackson State. More of those players,
preferably.
More of those players is gonna start going to HBCUs, and we do need about 5-6 teams in the SWAC that's good. And I'm pulling for Grambling to win the NIT. I sure am. I don't even know when the next game is.
Monday.
I think
Monday against ULM in Monroe.
But I'm pulling for them to win. I sure am. I want them to win the NIT.
Yes, we want them. North Carolina A&T is tomorrow versus Old Dominion.
That would be a great finals.
They get home court advantage. So North Carolina A&T still in postseason play. Grambling still in postseason play. Norfolk State is still in postseason play. And we're going to root for any and all HBCUs to do well. Is Langston? Langston is in the
Langston won today. So they going to the Fab Four. They call it the Final Four.
They got out of the Elite Eight now?
Yes, they did.
See?
They've been going to make history.
HBCUs all around are making moves. So
let me tell you something about that man right there, Coach Wright at Langston. That man is, I don't know what he do. I don't know how he do it. He done it at 2 programs. He done took Talladega to the national championship 1 year. He turned them around, and then he come to Langston, and he took them from being 1-27, and they was 27, and they was 32-3 last season, and they are 32-1 this season. and has them in the Fab Four for the NAIA championship.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
And you don't. I'm gonna tell you who gonna about to be calling up, who gonna be knocking on their door.
FAMU.
Thank you.
Mr. Campbell done already said it. FAMU.
I was like, get that man. I would love him to come to the SWAC, but I would love for him to stay. I mean, in a sense, if he feels comfortable being in Oklahoma and Langston, and he knows he can get a team and he can send a team like that every year, I have no issue with that whatsoever. So what he do, whatever he do next week, in Kansas City, I hope he win the title. I hope he win it next weekend. I would love to see that. And if that's the case, I would make that 4-hour drive from Dallas to Langston, Oklahoma, to go interview that man in person. I promise you. Get that man. I would say get that man here into the SWAC. It would be good. It would be good basketball. And the only thing I would say, if FAMU go after him, and let's just say he does get that job with FAMU, let him do his job. Y'all don't need to jump in and say this, that, and the third. He know what he needs to do. If he gets the job, let him do it.
Right.
If I'm in the kitchen, if I'm running the kitchen, I should be able to buy the groceries.
It's the year of the rattler.
And HBCU, they definitely need a coach in any position in every sport is valid needed.
Facts.
I think Mr. Ford need to be on.
Facts.
Hey, I got something else I want to talk about the game itself too.
Okay.
In terms of Coach Reed's coaching philosophy and her style, a few of the plays that she ran, man, were so well thought out and well played. She was able to counter someone like Geno Auriemma. That's why he went to the podium after the game and was like, you know, she's a real coach. Because a lot of times look at us like, oh, they really can't call plays or they can't adjust. She came back out, I think, with a 1-2-2 zone right after they got Maya in foul trouble. You know, she was able to throw it back to man too. So I was happy to see her get her praise because we've been seeing that she could coach from the moment she stepped on campus and to now. And I'm glad that she's on this world stage so they can see it also.
Give
We just need the players to execute.
Flowers. And you know, I feel like once again we can talk about woulda, coulda, shoulda all day long, but this is a different ball game if we have Daphne White. You know what I'm saying? This is a different ball game that we're talking about here.
For sure.
When you have the full team. It is. It's all about X's and O's, right?
We had some fouls to play with. Definitely would have been there. We had some fouls to play with. Because that Angel get off.
I wish Woodward would have had came to Jackson State earlier because we could have definitely used her. But I ain't like Woodward.
I can remember last year versus Memphis. Woodard popped that girl in the face with that ball. I swore up and down that she didn't do it. They called a flagrant on her. And I was like, she didn't do that. She did it on accident. Boy, she did it so smooth. When they hit the replay, I was like, oh, damn. She did do that on purpose.
Yeah. Timona, what type of guard do we need going forward for this team? Because I think we've got who's coming back at point for us?
I would put Haley at guard. That's the I bet. What she needs to do, she needs to learn how to dribble. Haley got everything. She needs to drive to the basket. That's all she needs to do. Learn how to drive to the basket and get fouled. She didn't get in the weight room. Learn to dribble and drive to the basket. We good.
No, I was gonna say we need a guard that can shoot.
We need somebody like Covington. You know what? I feel like we have all the pieces that we need. It's just about execution, right? But for me, I need a guard that can score.
Exactly. See, that's what I'm saying. In the
you gotta have a guard that can
score. Yes, ma'am. You right, Simona.
Taking the ball down the that's only half of the game, right? You gotta be able to score.
Haley, she just haven't stepped into that role yet. She's on the sophomore. She ain't stepped into that role. She's like a shooter, but she's really not a shooter. She hasn't been stepping into that role.
I feel like Breland has her moments, you know? Breland was cooking in the tournament, and we just didn't see that execution. Listen, when it comes to 3-pointers, we was tossing them. And Geno told his girls, basically, you don't even have to guard Jackson State from the 3-point line and above. They're not getting nothing. It was just one of those days where we weren't hitting. Until he started hitting in the second half, but we just weren't clicking on that.
Avon should have drove to the basket. She should have drove to the basket. She should have been
too many bad shots, too many threes.
Abandon the 3-point shot. Yep. Abandon the 3-point shot.
I think our first shot by Maya was at the free throw line. Just pull up right there, nice and easy, high percentage shot, and it went in. We could have got that all game long, but for some odd reason we wanted to start shooting threes. Like, I don't know. They weren't falling.
It messes us up when we would just use her for three, just running plays for her. We should have been running plays for her, just go in the
abandon the threes. They really kind of disrespected us when they backed up off. If you go back and watch that game, it was uncontested. That's my main thing, is they were uncontested shots and they were being bricked. We had mid-range shots where they weren't even up in your face and you're still missing it.
It was. I remember a couple of times Lucky was wide open for three, and her form was good. The goal just didn't like Lucky. I ain't gonna hold. She had a good form. I don't know what it was. Her shots were good, and it just didn't fall. Well, I know a couple of shots she shot was good. Some of them was like, okay, you ain't formed that right, but them shots were good. It just wasn't dropping.
Her shot though? Is that her game?
Nah, this ain't her game.
Strength is. That's what I'm saying.
She needs to improve in it.
You gotta know that. But you 5 years in the program. You gotta know what you can do.
Kishana Lucker's strengths are drawing the foul by going for the bucket. Even if she don't make it, she going. Her strength is the free throw line. That's Kishana Lucker's game right there.
I don't know what
strong suit is the 3-point, but it wasn't going today. Stop trying to make 3 points fetch today. Drive to the basket.
That's why I was saying she needs to drive to the basket. What? And the thing is, if y'all look in the summertime of 2020, them girls were strong. Some of them looked like they were strong like males.
Avon was 1 of 6 from the 3-point and beyond. So she's trying to shoot 3-pointers, right?
Shout us right out the game.
One of 6.
But she also is the sixth. She's also the sixth lady. So basically, when she gets in the game, she got to have rhythm when she gets in the game. So that's the reason why she jacks up a lot of shots. So for her,
everybody keeps on saying they were packing the paint. That's when you need to drive to the paint so that they can foul you. They're packing the paint. Drive so that they can foul you.
I believe another reason why we want to drive to the paint, because every time we would drive to the paint or every time we would try to dribble, we were getting travel. Travel. It was calling travel. And
they were trying to pass in the paint. You got 4 defenders in the paint and you drive, and then you're trying to pass the ball off, and then you're not even trying to pass it back out. They're trying to pass it underneath the basket where there's 4 defenders, and you know that they're not calling any types of fouls down there when they're dribbling for the ball. I mean, like, everybody's going for the hands is slapping, arms is slapping. There's no reason for you to try to pass underneath. If they're packing the paint, drive.
Shoot a floater.
They need to go up. They need to.
Yeah, shoot.
They weren't really.
Like I said, we need to get in the
Somebody
weight
said
room.
drive to the paint, then kick it out. Cause
we need to get to the weight room.
We weren't scoring when they kicked it out. We could not score.
Come on, there wasn't no kickouts though. We was just passing the ball on the wing and just jacking
I was like, what are y'all doing?
just dumb pass, lazy passes.
We was
lazy passes.
Oh, yeah, we were just jacking up shots. There was
Aaliyah Edwards would have been fouled out. Aaliyah Edwards would have been fouled out because her fouls were so egregious.
She would have been fouled out.
Oh my God. Oh, it was so egregious, the amount of fouls that she had, to where they finally had to call a flagrant on her. Come on now. You over here elbowing folks in the nose, and your
she
nose
earned that flagrant too, because she's straight. I'm like, look at that. I'm on the line.
She should have been gone. She should have been gone.
I was on the line, and I was like, okay, you dribbling with your left. Your right is not your dominant hand. Why are you pushing off with your dominant hand? And then you pick up your elbow. You know what you was doing.
But I ain't gonna hold you. I gotta give it to her. She was Andrew is 6'6" and she's 6'3". She had to play tough. If we had somebody, if our tallest girl was a 6'3", I can't argue with that. She played tough. She had to do whatever she had to do, and it worked in her favor.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll tell you, this next game they play, who they got? I'll be like, hey, that play y'all had, how y'all were playing tonight?
Coach Reed, her contract up next week now. We don't need Tulane going after her. Tulane coach finna retire.
Everybody wants Coach Reed to leave us.
I just got she ain't gonna leave. She trying to make history.
I just got a message. Dusty May, who's the head coach over at Florida Atlantic, he is now going to be the new head coach at the University of Michigan.
Wow. This is the season of shifts. And I don't want to put it out there, but I need about 10, 15 allegedlys in the chat before I ask this question. Let me get some allegedlys in the chat. I'm waiting. I'm
just gonna say allegedly.
Allegedly. I don't see them, so I ain't finna say nothing until I see some allegedlys. Let's talk about these SWAC coach changes that we allegedly got coming on.
Allegedly.
There's 2. I see 3. 186 folks in the chat, and I can't even get 10 allegedlys. Y'all must not want to know about this alleged tea over here.
Allegedly. I got tea. In fact, I got tea right here.
All right, I'm gonna make up the rest of the allegedly. Allegedly.
All right, I'm finna pull up the picture of the and we're gonna talk about this allegedly, right? It's a nice. I mean, it's not. It's I feel like it's respectable for us to talk about what the SWAC could shape up to be, or what changes could happen, because there's a couple of coaching positions open right now.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean? You know, we're waiting on an announcement to be made that Coach Reed has accepted a contract extension. We still got a week. Let's talk about this alleged.
Who that is? UAPB?
Yeah, let's talk about this allegedly.
Talk to us. What's the allegedly?
All right, so this is Coach Don Thornton of UAPB. Now, Alabama A&M's coach, she's not coming back next season. And allegedly, Coach Don Thornton's name has came up. as a possible replacement at Alabama A&M. So let's put the pieces together and figure out, well, this is some weird news. Like, why would she go to Alabama A&M when UAPB did so well? She put together a really nice program, winning season, went to the tournament this year. So why would she be doing that? Why would she go to Alabama A&M? Well,
they gotta be for the money.
No.
Not the money, but she would want more money. That's what I'm saying. She would want
her husband down there.
Her husband there.
She still would want
down there.
She still would want more money though.
No, but the reason why we say she would leave because her husband's there, because at the time her husband was at Grambling and she was at Pine Bluff. Now it's only probably like a 2-hour drive between Grambling and Pine Bluff. That's a lot of distance. I mean, to her, that's distance right there. But for her to be at Pine Bluff and her husband is at Alabama A&M, yes, this.
Hey, you know what? That'll be a good pickup for A&M though. Let me tell you why. She built the Pine Bluff program from scratch, and I think she can get them on even playing field as well. They've always played Coach Reed's programs pretty tough, so it'll be good to see if Dawn can do it again.
And we got some dogs in the chat. Throw us a bone.
In Alabama A&M, I ain't gonna hold you. I feel like ASU, Alabama, in football and basketball, they should be dominating because Alabama State is dominating, and there's no way they can't get no players. There's no way.
Is Zay Green in the portal? Is Zay Green in the portal?
No, not yet.
Oh, Doc said not yet.
Not yet.
So if
you think she's going?
Okay, so if Coach Thornton hops up in that portal, do her players follow her, or are they going to look to go elsewhere?
Well, it depends. Like Zay Green is, I don't know too much. I mean, I don't know if she will jump and go to A&M to spend her last season with Coach Thornton, or she would try to go somewhere else. She ain't decided she's gonna jump in or not, but it's coming. Now, this ain't, and if she get in that portal, this ain't the first time she has transferred. She started, like I was telling some people, she started her basketball career at the University of Tennessee. Zay Green was a 4-star, 5-star player coming out of Duncanville High School. Talking about girl with the total package. Shoot, pass, score, dribble, defense, rebound, everything.
Hey, Doc, hold on. Hey, Doc, she can do all that against everybody except for the Love. Just make sure you put that in there.
That's true. That's true. That is true. That is true. Now, the first time we played her, she didn't play in the game because she was hurt. And
she's going to be another Muhammad. You might well come to Jackson State, get you a ring. They ain't got time for this.
Yep. Say it again, Greg.
Hey, I like this.
She got to go get her ring. She ain't got time. She ain't got time to be up here. She wants to prove everybody wrong. Go get your ring.
She want a ring. She want to improve her draft stock because she's WNBA material, dog.
Well, dang, man, EAD, so they fighting each other. So, well, you know how that goes.
Don't be bringing that fighting over here.
But I think Coach Reed let's just say Zay getting that portal and Coach Reed offered her and she decided to come to Love. I think Coach Reed would bring her in and say, hey, we are a family.
Where the rings reside, where the rings reside, where the rings reside, where the rings reside.
Hey, one thing I want to say about Coach. Go ahead, Doc, my bad.
Nah, but she gonna nip that all in the bud. You know what I'm saying? She gonna nip it in the bud. So I'm gonna be honest with you. It would be very nice to have her over at Jackson State.
the way Coach Reed handles distractions in her program has been second to none, man. I just want to be on this platform, SheLovesThee, and just so everybody out there that hears my voice, the woman is a player's coach. But she brings the old school grit with her, the accountability piece that people say kids can't handle these days. That's how she was coached, and that's how she still coaches. She was able to get Maya to come back this year. I mean, Maya had a limited role for like 2 years. She was hurt last year.
Mm-hmm.
But she let Maya come back this year, primary defender, primary scorer in some games. Let me tell you how Coach works. When she saw Tilly Bowler getting hot, she started calling plays for her immediately. That's how she got those 25 points. Coach Reed is a smart coach, man. But it all goes back to her discipline that she has within her program. And that's the thing that they're afraid of, because the same thing that Geno Auriemma has up at UConn, she can build that same thing down at Jackson State. But they don't think we're supposed to build ours up. We're supposed to go and leave where we are and go to somewhere and fix theirs. Now, I'm telling you, again, I'm going to repeat it. In another sport, we thought a coach was coming on the level of the playing field, but she may actually do it. And I'm going to stop right there.
I ain't gonna hold you. Bowler, she run her own play. She actually run Bowler, and when they get in the game, they actually have their own plays running. Lucky just don't pass the ball. I'm telling you, they can be wide. When I be looking at Bowler and Avon, even if they not open, I feel like if Lucky was just to pass the ball, they'll shoot right in somebody's face. Cause I know they can make them shots. It's the shots they can make. It's not those shots that I ain't never seen them make. And when she does pass the ball, she either travel, turn the ball over, or she don't make the pass right on time. And you seen that the ball got stolen every time. She trying to second guess herself.
Yeah, dribble drive would have worked really, really good. Dribble drive, dish it to the big to Angel, let her lay it up. This game would have been awesome, because there was only one shot blocker in the game, guys. It was just Elvis.
Angel Jackson.
You know what I'm saying? Make her come
up. You talking about UConn.
Yeah, make Elvis come up. You know what I'm saying? To try to block and get that thing to Angel, let her lay it. But we did not do that. We I don't know why we weren't in attack mode. It's okay now. But like I said, we'll be back. We'll definitely be back.
All right. Next, I need some more allegedlys.
I'm gonna put that allegedly 10 times, AJ.
Allegedly. Come on, Simone.
Y'all ready for the next alleged? I gotta see them alleged list. And I feel like, this is what happens whenever you got a winning team. As soon as they start to win a little bit, you got folks over there poking and prodding. So my question to y'all is, do you think...
Hold on, is she going to Colorado? No, just...
Do you think that the winning that Grambling had... let me first shout out Miss Desi Thompson. Thank you so much for your donation to the channel. I appreciate any and all. Anybody who would like to make a donation, that information is on the ticker at the bottom. Thank you for your donations. Do you think that the winning that Grambling did on that national stage, that they're going to come after Grambling?
Oh, yeah, they're going to come after them. But
this year.
Yeah, they're gonna come after him, but I don't think he's gonna leave, because he overcame that hump. That hump was winning the SWAC championship, because Texas Southern been winning for the last 3. That was the hump, and they've been winning regular season, but they ain't never won the SWAC. That was the hump, and he wanted. I know he want to stay.
So
you want a ring? Come to Jackson State, baby. That's right.
I would say it like this though too with Coach Jackson. He felt like in his mind yesterday what we saw with Purdue, them playing against Purdue, that they had a damn good chance of going out there and trying to beat them boys out there. And it felt like it left a bad taste in his mouth, and he want to run it back.
It was that 7-1 player. That's yeah. I
Bro,
feel
if
like
you take him out the game, what is Purdue?
This what I think they coach gonna do. He gonna try to find somebody that's 7 foot. That's the only choice. If he finds somebody 7 foot, they can easily match up with that team, and Patrick can beat them. He gonna have to find somebody that's tall.
What was it? Yao Ming?
Doggone how he was controlling the paint, they couldn't stop him.
Yeah, ain't many of those out there. Ain't many of those out there though. Yeah. I ain't seven. You ain't gonna find 7'2" every day.
You ain't gonna find no unicorn like
Ooh, yeah, 7'2".
Mr. Ford said we gotta go to. Well, last year he said
we gotta go to Africa.
He said we gotta go recruit some folks from Africa.
I mean, listen, nobody can match up with that guy, man. There's no, I mean, no. Yeah, that's rare. I
only think the center from Gonzaga. You know, the center. I think he's the only really big that Gonzaga got. He can't even match up with him, and he's a dog. We seen that when they played Jackson State, he can't even match up with him.
Sure, he just
I like what Sonic Boom said. We recruit international players for baseball, but we may need to start looking at that for some hoops too. I like that idea. I do like that idea.
Y'all ready for the next one? We just rocking and rolling with these right now at this point. At this point, we rocking and rolling. So now this one, we don't really need to put too much of an alleged on it because there are some articles out there that support the message, and I just want to hear your thoughts on it. Norfolk State head coach Robert Jones is being courted by Chicago College.
They always trying to get us, ain't it?
Hey,
by the worst, by a team that's so bad,
trash,
and they only offering about $75,000 more, maybe if that, in salary. That's gonna be ate up by Chicago.
Guess what?
Prices.
Guess what? He turned it down.
Edwin Moore called me Miss Gossip Central.
Coach Jones turned it down. They named the head coach
yesterday? It had been yesterday. Let me see. I mean, I would have turned it down too. That's actually kind of an insult, right? You offer me only $75,000 more, and I'm living in Chicago. Do you know how expensive?
That's an easy no.
Is it you, Lake Yaklich? Who is it? No, that's who got fired. Who is the new coach?
Let me see, because I just seen it this morning when I woke up before I went live.
Who did they hire? Because everything I see, NSU Jones open to his team about possible talks with UIC. He's a lead candidate. Everything that I see is on here. Norfolk State's head coach Robert Jones is reportedly negotiating a contract with the University of Illinois Chicago. I haven't seen them name anybody. That would have been.
I know they named somebody because I.
Who did they name? Why is it not on here? I don't see nobody named on here. All I hear and see is that.
Let me see. Let me make sure, because
Mr. Moore said this is the old rope-a-dope. Put your name in the basket to get more money or an extension from Norfolk. Get a $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 raise.
Yep.
the old rope-a-dope.
Hey, the atmosphere in stores was right though. I like that.
They said, how was the atmosphere? Man, them students was crazy. Do you hear me? Crazy. It's a different type of atmosphere. They make it really loud when they're doing free throws. When we started getting some calls, they did not like that at all. They didn't like it at all.
And they know we supposed to got them.
Yeah.
Simone, I was about to say allegedly, but now you're right.
You was about to say allegedly with what?
With how they was saying they was booing for, some people saying they was wrong to be booing for. I mean, like, it was their home court. They supposed to do that. You know what I'm saying? So
I mean, that is what you're supposed to do, but it was loud. But our team faced that adversity pretty well. They faced the adversity pretty well.
They really did. That's why I loved about their team. They had toughness, and they finally believed that they could play after that first quarter. I just hate that we got into a 3-point shootout and shooting jumpers early in the game.
Take the 3
Okay, so Tamona, I got a question.
So did you find out if the UIC coach has been hired, or is it still?
I don't think it's been hired, but I think it's still open. But I know Coach Jones he turned it down. I think he'll turn it down because that man from South Jamaica, Queens, New York. You think he'll ass up in Chicago with them folks up in there, man? But then too, why go to the league? Why go to a conference league that you just had an issue with another team that's in Illinois for using a racial, the racial epithet against one of your players?
Oh wow!
Remember the Illinois State issue?
Okay, so that's the same league.
That's the same league.
You talking about when he called him the N-word?
Yeah.
I ain't seen that either. He signed his extension with NSU. I ain't seen that either. Allegedly.
Hey, how do we get Coach Reed in a commercial to help promote the program? How do we get her in advertising?
She gotta get with the people that Mo Williams getting. So you see, if y'all know every event that's going on outside, or every event that's gonna help HBCU players. Coach Mo Williams posting on IG, like the All-Star game. He posting it when they played on national TV. He posting it. She gonna have to get with the people that he's talking to, and she could be. The only thing Mo Williams got to do is win games, win Power 5 games.
I mean, I know she posts on social media, but I'm saying like commercials, like branding stuff.
Like getting her name out there. I mean,
she gonna have to win. She gonna get these big wins.
She already winning.
She already winning.
She's on the committee for the NCAA. Like at this point, it's just a matter of the X's and O's. At this point, it's just a matter of people making those phone calls and making those investments. You got a lot of lip service, and you got to hold their feet to the fire when they make statements. You telling me what I deserve, and you making these little lip service comments. I want you to put your money where your mouth is.
I wonder why getting they sponsored by it. I mean, she's definitely rocking the brand and winning with the brand.
Mm-hmm.
And every time Under Armour get them a new colorway, they get it for the men's and basketball. I think for the whole Jackson State. Every time new colorway, new shirt, Under Armour provide it. So it should be dope.
But you know the reason why we got Under Armour, how we got Under Armour in the first place.
Yeah.
We got Under Armour in the first place because Prime was an Under Armour ambassador, and he was an Under Armour player for a while until before when he left Nike. That was the only reason why. That was the only reason how he was gonna come to the school. If school went from Nike to Under Armour. That was one of the perks. That was one of the things that he did. So instead of just the football team being Under Armour, the whole university is Under Armour.
Mm-hmm.
And so since he left, because remember, we was a Nike school, but that Under Armour contract is very nice from what I'm hearing.
I mean, I would lean into that.
Yeah.
I would lean into Under Armour.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they are, let's just keep it a buck. When it comes to the stuff that they've done for Jackson State, and we're not just talking about football, but they've really placed some investment behind what they were doing. They really have. I feel like they have.
I'm admit Geno crazy. Talking about they ain't stop him from going to never mind. I already know because he not when he got up there to the Caucasus Mountains of Siberia, America, they wasn't playing. They weren't having that. They was not having that. You gonna wear what we wear? We been in a Nike school for this long. You either take it or leave it.
He ain't had no other choice but to rock.
That man had a whole story about why he doesn't wear Nike and how he would never.
And he definitely ain't wearing Nike now. Guess who he potted with? LeBron.
It just don't. I'm not even on no hating stuff. It don't hit the same.
Yeah, I ain't like Nike. Don't hit like on. I don't know what he doing.
On football, they really don't do it because I like what Under Armour is doing as far as with football brand, and I know they're doing it for basketball too. So
right.
But when it comes to Nike, man, look, when it comes to basketball, Nike basketball shoes, I'm sorry, I gotta go give me a pair.
Somebody asked, did anyone worry about Coach Reed leaving if JSU had somehow defeated UConn?
He still won't leave. That would even be more reason for her not to leave.
I'm gonna say this: if you guys get a chance, I'm gonna drop the link so that you can listen to the press conference based off of what I heard out of her mouth, and this is just me listening to her. If you get a chance, you should also watch her interview and compilation about her read the article. I think I want to say
about her life, what her life experience.
Yes, and then just hearing her talk. I don't think it's necessarily about going to a Power 5 to go prove what folks have been doing. She's not necessarily about going to change that. She really, really was advocating for HBCUs. And to me, I feel like this year for HBCU basketball on both the men and the women's side, we had some really good play.
I think so. I think the play this season was a little bit better than the play last season. And
I mean, just especially with our out of conference.
And I can say this. Coach Mo Williams, I'm telling you right now, y'all going ahead to be on lookout. Coach Mo Williams finna get some transfers. They're gonna be 4-5 star players. We're gonna get some high schools with me. Because a lot of people is leaving, and yeah. And I don't think
maybe we should talk about what do we think about Ken Edwards going to the transfer portal, Cornelius going to the transfer portal. What do you guys think?
Ken Edwards should have his mind on the league. He shouldn't even be thinking about no college. He's been with Jackson State so long and been sparking. He shouldn't be thinking about no college. He should be thinking about going to the league. Same thing with Deshaun Ruffin.
Well, Deshaun coming back anyway because of the fact that he was out with a whole knee injury before the season even started. But with Ken Evans going into the portal, he's looking at trying to get his draft stock up. But he's looking at more NBA. But my whole thing is you was a SWAC player, you led the league in scoring. You led the team in scoring. You did everything that you were supposed to do. It might not even hit different. It might not even hit the same if you go to another school and you don't get the same plan. You don't get the same type of shine that you got at Jackson. You get what I'm saying? So
I mean, I feel like for Coach Mo, I don't know the ins and outs of the program, but I felt like we had a chance, right? And we kind of just went with the injuries and just continued to move forward and press forward. And it wasn't clicking, right? The team, after those injuries took place and we lost some of our most valuable players and we didn't start out 100%, I feel like the team as a whole got compartmentalized because it would be one game where Ken Evans will go off and get all the points, but the team collectively as a whole wasn't playing team ball.
I get what you're saying. My thing about that too is that the way Mo is looking at it, and after the end of the season, every team has an exit meeting, right? So you meet with all your players, let them know what they did good for the season, let them know what they need to improve on, see what especially the ones that are graduating, congratulate them, let them know we're proud of you for being here at school. Make sure you go out there and become a productive member of society. But at the end of the day, too, he's also saying, look, you wasn't as some of the players that hit the portal, you wasn't invested in the program. I don't need to have that type of mentality within the program because I'm trying to build a championship program. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and release you from your scholarship, and you go and jump in this transfer portal, and you can go find somewhere where you feel more comfortable at. Because at this present moment right now, I'm looking for dogs.
We lost our dog. We lost our shooter. We lost our he went to a transfer portal.
But my whole thing is too, you gotta realize because we are in the era of the transfer portal, it's not hard. To me, it's not hard to replace a shooter like Ken Evans. It ain't.
I ain't talking about Ken Evans. I'm talking about the one that he'll set up plays for him shooting the corner. I can't think of his name. He was short with the dread. He was real
about
good.
Zeke Cook.
Not Zeke. Not Zeke.
Cornelius.
I think that's him. Yep. I'm definitely not talking about Zeke.
But Zeke Cook going into the portal. I mean, I think that's another thing about wanting to see if he can improve his draft stock, or it could be he following and trying to find the money. It could be either one, allegedly. But I ain't gonna say that's what's happening.
I just want to keep it up. I just want to know: is it $10,000, $15,000, $20,000? What is it that these folks are offering for you to ride the bench or to be a second or third string? What is it that they're offering? And how are they getting you into the transfer portal? Hey, we got some money for you over here. Are they telling folks we got $30,000 for you over here?
I ain't gonna hold you. I really don't care about Zeke Cook going to the transfer portal. I'm really glad because he ain't been no dog no more. I don't know what he doing.
I don't know. I just want for these young men to realize that if it's $20,000
that you're looking
and
for,
they not getting ready to hand you a $20,000 check. What they gonna do is they gonna do what? $20,000 over 12 months. That's $1,600 a month. What you gonna do with $1,600 a month? Is it gonna be $1,600 a month plus a car plus somewhere to stay? Like, what is $1,600 a month? I mean, I'm not gonna say that it's nothing because it is something, but is it worth riding the bench? Somebody can tell you, I'm gonna give you $30,000, I'm gonna give you $40,000. If are they doing it in monthly installments? Because at that point, if you're gonna chase the bag for $40,000 a year, when you get into the real world, $40,000 a year ain't gonna cut it. So what is the investment that you're taking?
I ain't gonna hold you. I think some of the players that transferred, you might be surprised. They might try to back though. It might be Bethune, it might be Grambling, it might be Texas Southern. Some probably
First of all, you are not going to tell me that these kids are leaving Jackson State for Grambling, and I know for a fact Grambling ain't paying no $40,000 a year.
It's not about the wins. It's not about the money. Some of them probably try to get a ring.
Oh, okay. Which I can understand that.
They know Grambling, they know Texas Southern, and they know Bethune. Bethune has the chance. They don't perform well in tournament. They have the chance. Bethune has good players.
They got a good coach. The man could coach. SWAC could coach. Coach his ass off. But I'm gonna keep it a bean. The ones that left, they're probably looking for the money. They're looking for the money. I'm not saying that that's all they're looking for, but if that is the case, good luck to you. Good luck to you.
I just want for these sometimes, which to college students, of course, $20,000 is a lot, right? If somebody tells you they're gonna give you $20,000, but if they tell you they're gonna give you $20,000 over 12 months and you just getting a little $1,600, I mean it's not little, $1,600 a month, but it just depends on what your motivations are. So like a player like Ken Evans, he could definitely go into semi-pro league or pro league, right? So do you risk going to another team for $1,600 a month, or do you stay where you at?
I say if it was me, we can't. I would have just, now you enter the portal. I would just say, thank you, coach, for letting me rock with you for these 2 years while you've been here. I've been a Jackson State person through and through. Now it's my time for me to go and spread my wings to, pursue my dream. And
$1,600 per month is good. I guess it just kind of depends on where you at, right? So if you don't have any aspirations to go to like a semi-pro, okay. So here's another question: can you name 5 players in the last 2 to 3 years? Because we've had a lot of transfer portal changes. Can you name 5 players in HBC that were playing in the HBCU, football or basketball, that went to another Power 5 school, or that went to another Power 5 or FCS program that elevated to go to the league?
None.
So the only one that I can think of right off the top of my head, one that I can think of, which at that point he could have was Dalen Baldwin, right? He played for Jackson State.
Or Travis. I mean, Travis Hunter gonna be Travis Hunter though. So you can't really talk about anybody that's went to go play for Prime, and I'm gonna tell you a couple of reasons why. Barring anybody that went to Colorado. And the reason why you can't do that is because Prime can make a call, literally.
Yep.
He can make a call. So Houston didn't never leave Jackson State. Houston got drafted from Jackson State. We talking about players that left.
The only player I can see that's gonna leave.
The only one that I know of was Dalen Baldwin. He went and played for Michigan State, right?
Michigan. No, he got released. University of Michigan. He got released.
University of Michigan.
He got released from his scholarship, though.
He got released from his scholarship because Prime was trying to get him a partial scholarship because Dalen was trying to evaluate himself as far as being a pro player. Prime told him, he's like, you're not ready to be a pro player. You got some things to work on. If you stay here at Jackson State, you keep your scholarship. But Dalen was like, I need to go to where I know I could be.
Prime was on some stuff. He wanted to bring in his own players.
He wanted to bring his own players.
Prime was on some stuff like, we don't really need you like that. There's one. They said Tank Dell. Tank Dell left.
It was
He was at
it's Tank
A&M,
Dell.
right?
Yeah, then he went to UH.
It's the edge rusher that went to Missouri. If anybody knows,
Gaddy.
Gaddy
Gaddy.
now. Gaddy gonna go to the league from Missouri. That's one player I can see. He's good.
Was he at
And they say he's been doing he been doing his thing in Missouri. So yeah.
Well, I can tell you one thing about some of these, and I talked about this earlier about the parents that refuse, I'll just use that, to send their kids to HBCU, is simply because of the promises a lot of these schools are making to not only the kids, but to the parents. So back in the day, they would buy the mama house, relocate the kid from the hood, and just bring them on with them. But now they can do that with the whole collective, and the parents are like, their hands are out. So the kids get in the bag, quote
just
unquote,
like this.
and
Just like
the bag could be, I think you said, Timon, $1,500 a month. But that's helping mama pay her light bill, helping mama pay this, helping mama pay that. And you know what, they like Doc said earlier, those kids are for sale. So they don't really see the value. Okay, if there are no collectives in HBCUs, they can't do anything for me. I think Ken said on the show the other night, we lost a player for $1,000 extra that another school was offering them.
Oh yeah. I just heard about that.
Yeah, it's some things that, like, we got motion today. I was talking to a lot of like the Syracuse people at the game today. All that girls get aside from the scholarship, they still give them about between $2,500 and $5,000 a month for the girls basketball team.
But it's not an NIL deal though.
It's not. No. It's a collective.
Right.
It's
a pay for play. It's a pay
for play.
Because the NIL deal is legitimately is name, image, likeness. So that means if I sign my name right here, my first thing, the thing they're gonna ask me is to, hey, can you do this commercial for such and such? Because now, guess what? Even though you got that money that you got from your NIL deal, you got to work for that now. You got to, you know what I'm saying? You got to be the spokesperson for a car, a car lot. You know what I'm saying?
Paige Buckets. What she has an idea with now. See, and these ladies actually
Angel
have
Jackson getting collected too.
She has, but Paige actually has a real ass like I was saying, most of these folks, it's just pay for play. You getting paid whatever amount. Paige actually has some actual NIL deals. These are real, but they are far few and in between.
But her valuation is way higher. Her valuation is way higher than the average kid on the bench.
Number 1, she got 1 million followers. So that right there, that's how you do name, image, and likeness. Number 2, she has a NIL deal with Nike, Gatorade. What's that? Bose? Is that Bose? Is that how you say it? StockX.
Yeah, StockX.
She literally has 5 NIL deals.
Yeah, we got to find a way to get our.
These are real NIL deals, right?
And
build your IG.
She got StockX, right? She got an NIL deal with StockX.
Does she?
Guess what? So she could take some of that money and invest in StockX also, and come out just like what's that dude's name? He played Joe Hayden. He's playing for the Steelers.
Some of these girls, they have access to, Aaliyah Edwards. She signed with Adidas.
Yeah, and I asked the question about like Coach Reed, man. And I'm saying this from a marketing standpoint, right? I'm saying it from a standpoint of she's been on the national stage the last 2 out of the last 3 years. We had LSU a few years ago, right? We played them close. This year we get shout out from Geno Auriemma. We got to figure out a way to market this young lady. I don't know what brand. I don't know. I hope she has a hell of an agent, but we have to figure out a way to get her on hell, let's do. She could be a part of the Under Armour commercial. I don't know, something that could propel her into the national audience as JSU's own. Seriously, this is something we should all be thinking about.
So that's what, and I also venture to say, which it's going to come out in the rinse. A lot of these kids that are signing these deals, they're signing 360 deals, just like these rap artists be signing deals. They'll sign a deal where they'll get fronted some money, fronted a car, fronted a luxury apartment.
Yeah, because that can be easily taken from. That can easily be taken away.
It's not in your name.
If you don't do your thing, that can be easily taken away.
Right. Somebody from the collective is the one that owns that apartment or house. Mm-hmm. Somebody from the collective or the donors, they own the car lot. So it's really, you really seeing basically that's the way they work in the system. So can an HBCU compete at that level? No, not necessarily, unless you have somebody who's in HBCU space that owns a car lot. Then you can do the same things that they're doing.
But
where's
you know what, though?
Jackson State alums that got a car lot?
Where you at?
But you know what, though?
Challengers and Chargers.
Hey, y'all know, but you know what this, though? Just think about this. But just think about this. The original premise of what name, image, and likeness was from Ed O'Bannon. Brother McCarty can talk to me right here. Ed O'Bannon sued Electronic Arts, EA Sports, right? Because they was at the time they was in charge of making the college basketball game for all game systems, right? He was saying, so Ed O'Bannon was like, I could play on a legacy team like UCLA and use Ed O'Bannon and Charles O'Bannon as players, but because you're using my image and my name is not on there, but you're using my image and my likeness, I'm not getting compensated by Electronic Arts for them. And you know, they make these games and they make billions of dollars off these games. And he did not, they said they did not see 1 cent.
They were broke, man.
They were broke. We talk about 1995. This was my sophomore with UCLA won the championship in 95. That was my sophomore year in high school. And I'm telling you, they like when if you watch the documentary The Fab Five, and when Jalen Rose was talking about, I couldn't ask nobody for money because at the time that would be perceived as impermissible benefits, and you could get, it's a violation of NCAA rules. Like you couldn't go to a Taco Bell to get something, to ask somebody to go to a Taco Bell to get something to eat.
And proper benefits to get somebody something to eat.
Right. But he said he walked down. He said they was in Chicago. He walked down the Michigan Mile. What I'm saying? And they said he saw his jersey in the window. And he's like, I ain't getting no type of money from that. None of them dudes, Juwan Howard, Chris Webber, Jalen Rose, Ray Jackson, Jimmy King, did not get 9 cents because of the fact that the NCAA and the University of Michigan at the time, and even Electronic Arts and for the O'Bannon brothers and UCLA was pimping them.
Yeah,
straight up.
They work. Those kids work. I mean, look at Bush right now, man. How they played that cat, man. So,
right.
Listen, man. They really trying to price us out. We just gotta be smart about it. And in this HBCU space, Like with that family stuff, man, I'm not even gonna waste my time on that stuff because Jackson State got too much motion. We doing too much. We supporting our school at every level. Had a chance to talk to T-League bowlers' parents. We supporting them. We gotta get into the point of our basketball team not wanting for nothing.
Right.
Brother T-League just hit for 25 today. You know them schools about to come out to her hot, man.
Brother Bakari.
Yeah. Look, I was listening. I want to come back and say this for them. But as of 2022, I ain't checked. That's the last I can find. What sport do y'all think was making them on the average? What sport y'all think was making people had the most in on average?
Alabama.
No, not the school. But it wasn't them either. It was yeah. What sport you think?
Football.
No,
basketball.
No, them people take care of their own. If you don't believe me, look it up. This is as of 2022. It was gymnastics on average. Gymnastics NIL deal was higher than anybody on average. Women's gymnastics was higher than anybody on average. An average as a collective. The women's gymnastics was getting more money as a whole than a football. Yeah, you might have somebody on a football team getting $2 million. Somebody else might be getting, but the women gymnastics on the whole, damn near everybody was getting 150, 200, 300. Yeah. Women gymnastics. They're gonna look out for their own before they look out for you. See, they'll put somebody like Shadur and Travis Hunter. They'll put them out there and make them the face to make people think we getting it like this. They ain't gonna ever show you the ones that
they was some of the highest paid NIL deals before they even got to Colorado.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, but they'll put two of them. They'll put their face.
Has a literal agency.
Yeah, but see, they put their face out there and make people think that's what everybody gets.
Oh, yeah.
But everybody ain't getting it.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll put that black person
as all them NIL deals. I mean, we don't know what type of NIL deals he got the football team, but like the real NIL deals, like the Gatorade, it went to Shadur. KFC went to his family. They had some Walmart deals, YIHBCU, and instead of picking some actual HBCU players, I think he had his daughter do a YIHBCU. So it's like Coach Prime's the relationships, he had the NIL deals, and he made sure to take care of Shadur, Shiloh, Travis, and his daughter. And that's where the more visible NIL deals, that's where they went. Because he has that little agency behind him. But just like you said, Brother Bakari, most of it's an illusion, right? You'll have kids saying, well, I'm getting ready to go get this NIL deal because X, Y, and Z said they're going to give me this money. Didn't Stewart say, or didn't a lot of those players that went to Texas A&M, they didn't get their money?
Of course.
And Texas A&M got a boatload of their oil money.
And them kids didn't get no bread.
They said they didn't see none of that money.
Because you want to know why?
You can't expect for a freshman to perform a certain amount of anything because most freshmen at the SEC level or at those Power Fives, they don't play anyway.
I know some freshmen that do play, but for
you can't name 10. Can you name 10 freshmen in the Power Five, like in SEC, that are playing besides the Stewart that went there? What, the Stewart to LSU? He played, but can you name really 10 players that balled out?
I can't say 10 players, but I can say probably at least 2 or 3. I ain't gonna say 10.
I was gonna say you can't name it. So
but anyway, the reason why I feel them kids did not get paid at Texas A&M because they had all that money tied into paying freaking Jimbo Fisher. All that money was tied in to pay that man right there. And when he
but how you gonna promise that you're gonna pay your players, and then when it's time to play, oh, y'all not performing at y'all not hitting the stats? What? See, when you're a high schooler, you're going to pay me because I'm a 5 or a 4-star and I help your rankings. That's why you paying me to come to your school, for me to commit. That's why we doing this deal. If we going to do this dark deal and we going to do this pay for play, I need my money. You can put it in an envelope and put it in the mailbox, but I need my money. Don't sit up there and tell me you can ready to give me $250,000 if I commit, and then when I get here, you supposed to got a down payment at least.
They had all their money tied.
But that's another
thing. A dime, and they was back in the portal. That's why
they had all their money tied into Jimbo Fisher. That all their money.
They should have enough money for these students. Why they didn't get the money?
Man, because Texas A&M just dumb like that. That's why I told my people don't go to A&M. I had one cousin that went to A&M.
Did he get some money?
Nah, we talking about older.
Okay.
I'm talking about one of my older cousins. God rest, rest his soul, my cousin Garrett. But he was telling me, he was like, he called me by my nickname. He like, Scooter, bro. Them folks down at College Station is dumb as hell. And I'm gonna tell you how they dumb. Texas A&M got in trouble when they were still in the old Southwest Conference. Same thing with SMU, for paying their players and not having an exit strategy to get themselves out of that situation. And basically, he was like, they did it to themselves. So the school self-imposed themselves, for a bowl ban and also reduction in scholarships and stuff before the NCAA came and tried to knock down their door to say we're gonna add more punishment to what she just did. But at the end of the day,
I heard some kind of compliance might be coming down soon in the SWAC too. We'll see.
Allegedly. But with Texas A&M right now, they had all their money tied up into Jimbo Fisher. When his payout was higher than what they came up with the collective. They really think about it. And so they was like, well, they resigned him, and he was like the highest paid coach in football coach in college football, and he regressed for like the last 2 years. It's like, do you want to fire him now? Because the year before, if you didn't fire him the year before, you would have owed him $90-some million. Then you waited this year, he regressed again, and his buyout was like damn near $80 million. So they was like, we gonna go with this $80 million. That's where all this money that's where most of the money going to. Pay that man for him to sit at home and collect the check from Texas A&M. And they gonna keep, and even he get another head coach job, he get an assistant coach job or whatever, he's still gonna get paid by Texas A&M while he at another school.
Just gonna sit there and collect a check, right?
Let's sit there and collect the check. That's why I'm like, Jimbo is my hero.
Brother Bakari, do you think these Power Fives get paid to hoard talent that they don't plan on using just to keep it away from the FCS and from HBCUs?
To keep them away from HBCUs, yes, they've been doing that. They'll go recruit players they know they ain't gonna use.
They pimping.
To make sure you don't get them. To make sure we don't get them.
They pimping. You pimping your, and like I said, the bad thing I don't like, man, as a parent, man, you pimping your kids to the highest bidder, bro. That's like that's slave mentality right there, like for real. Like I'm giving my son away to the highest bidder, like he had a slave auction. Here his height. He's 6. Well, let me put it just like this with me. His height. I'm 6'4". All right, my weight. I'm at like 275, right? Can he run? He can run fast as a deer. Okay, what else can he do? It's like you putting your own kid on the block, you know what I'm saying? On the slave auction block. So he can go to the highest bidder. Here go 1 million, 1 million, 1 million, 2 million, 2 million, like stuff like that. Come on. And I can't I know I got girls, but I can't be that parent that just go pinch they own, that just sell their own kid. Like it's just like you sell.
I don't think there's anything wrong with students, athletes expecting some sort of compensation, but you have to just be realistic about it. If it's name, image, and likeness, let's be realistic. If you're not a player that can get on camera and have a decent conversation, if you can't, if you don't have the followers to back up that you deserve this, that, and the third, then you can't listen. I'm not trying to throw nobody under the bus, but there was some folks that was requesting for like cars and houses when Prime left that they never requested when he was here. They were requesting for Coach TC Taylor and for Jackson State
to turn tricks.
Cards.
That's what I'm saying. Come on, man.
To turn tricks.
And guess what? TC did? And my classmate did. Hey, it was nice having you here.
We appreciate what you did for the program, big dog.
It's time you hit that portal. That's it.
But I think in basketball, in terms of basketball, in the collective side of it, I think we can.
I be hearing there be so many folks that be wolfing about how much money they got in HBCU spaces. I ain't gonna like put all their names out there, but they be like, yeah, I be doing this and I be doing that. And my where are the folks that own a car dealership that are Jackson State alums? Like, I don't know. I just feel like some of this stuff, it's if you want to do an NIL deal and you want to invest, there's ways to go about it. Like, the defensive line can have a Stamps burger deal. And NIL deals don't necessarily have to be just about a monthly payment. It can literally be you promote a restaurant
and lump sum payment.
A collective that makes sure when you want to go eat, it's covered. You just go there and eat, and you do a commercial. An NIL deal is you got hairstylists in Jackson or in these other places. You got hairstylists. An NIL deal is literally, hey, I get my hair done by XYZ. A collective pays for them to get their hair, or the hair gets done. You know what I'm saying? There's different ways that you can skin a cat, and folks appreciate that.
Is there a Bowley's?
Hey, can I ask y'all a question?
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question right quick? Have y'all like wrap snacks? You have wrap snacks where y'all at, right?
Man,
that's good. But I'm gonna show you. Let me tell you why I'm going here, right? Wrap snacks. Then if you in Florida, North Carolina, areas like that, y'all ever heard of the yellow banana? Yellow banana. If y'all ever heard of the Save-A-Lot grocery stores? Yeah, the yellow banana is buying them out. Yellow banana is black owned. They've already bought 32 grocery stores, right? So I don't know who should be doing this, but have anybody ever thought about like just calling some of those business, like hit wrap snacks up? Let's do an HBCU version of your wrap snacks. I'm just saying it's worth a shot.
Right. Yeah, that's why I was thinking about somebody like Tilly Bowler, like Bowler's Pizza would be a good, NIL for somebody like that.
I think we have those type of people in HBCU realm, which is they work for advertising agencies, marketing agencies. Y'all work for it.
They can help these kids out.
That can help you might not get the type of commission that you want, but if you really trying to build these HBCU spaces, then what is it to give back and help sign a couple of these kids?
Yeah, and I'm gonna show you somebody else might be able to reach out to. It's a little old school, but they made a comeback. They've been online, made a whole lot of money online. Now they coming back to the States. I'm a little Clark and I jeans, black on. When people thought he was out of business, he was not out of business. They wouldn't just let him selling the stores in the U.S. no more, but he was real big in Europe and on the continent of Africa, and people found him online wearing his clothes. I'm just shooting out some. And every company I shout out is 3. I got some more. I wrote them down. It's some more black-owned companies. But I'm talking about. I'm like,
in Jackson's. There's Stamps, Boston Fish Supreme. What else we got? Valley Street Fish House.
I mean, with Stamps, but I mean, you get the football team over the Stamps.
That's the defensive line right there.
The defensive line. You get the defensive line over the Stamps. And you shoot a commercial, not no ranking commercial, but an actual commercial and everything.
Yeah.
With Stamps, and put that all over the Central Mississippi. You're gonna have people come. First of all, you're gonna have people gonna know who these kids are. Second of all, they're gonna be fairly compensated. And then third, Stamps is gonna be. I mean, they already on the map. I know, but they truly gonna be on the map because you're gonna have a little bit more business.
I mean, that ain't nothing for. And when I say that, it literally means active is. Let's say you get what is that? Let me do some cooking for some numbers, because an NIL deal at the end of the day, it's an NIL deal. So let's just say we got how many defensive linemen? We got 13.
Probably so.
All right, so 13. So if we trying to give 13, we trying to give them, that's $6,500. So each defensive lineman get $500, right? And they're gonna be in this commercial. That's $6,500. Then you throw in the cost of the commercial. That's what extra $750. So you're looking at about $8,000 to do this deal, give or take, for shooting it, promoting it, and then getting it on the screens and stuff like that. That's a $500 per, and kids appreciate that, right? They appreciate stuff like that. So I don't think it's necessarily about the kids not coming to a HBCU for fear that they're not going to get paid, but just putting a little extra money in their pocket. But to say, hey, come over here, we're going to pay you $1,500 a month. We're going to commit to do that. That's like heavy on HBCUs for you to just say, we're going to give you, we'll sign you for $20,000 a year.
It's a lot of money.
And let me ask y'all another question, right? Do y'all think Nike would put money into an HBCU? Yes, like a real money? Nike or Adidas?
Maybe Adidas,
they'll put real money. So watch this, right? So I'm gonna ask a question. Wait a minute. So let me ask y'all a question. So why the hell do black folks still wear them then? That's a serious question.
I don't think they'll put real money in it, but I do think that you got to hold them accountable, because ain't no way that
they get real.
You got a LeBron deal and we ain't seen LeBron over there yet.
Now LeBron be over there, but he don't be over there like that. He'll put them on. He'll put them on his IG.
No.
But think about it, right? Think about it. But we still
nothing.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So I asked the question: Why? The reason I asked that question is because it's bigger. I just use Nike for an example.
Because you don't.
Why do we continuously support stuff that don't support us, especially if it's not a necessity? Why do we continuously support stuff? See that I'm gonna show you something. I say everything started in the mind. If we truly want something to change, and we truly want to get some of that money to the HBCUs, the first thing we have to change is gonna be us. We're gonna have to change our mind, right? They don't have to give an HBCU nothing. You know why? Because they know black people gonna still support them. I don't have nothing name brand. My kids be laughing at me. I don't own nothing.
Same thing. It's the same thing with politics, but we ain't gonna go into that kind of conversation. I'm not gonna start no mess up on my channel. It's the same thing with some of these legislative things. We're okay with a little photo op and a little, we ain't gonna go in. We ain't gonna go in there.
And think about it. We brag on it. We brag on Gucci. Go watch the Gucci story. They didn't even want black people wearing their stuff. They won't put no money there. But watch this. We'll still support them. So why? Think about it. Why would I'm gonna use me for an example? I wouldn't give y'all a damn thing. I ain't got to give you nothing. They gonna still support me anyway because they like my name, I guess. They don't have to do nothing, but we still support them. That's why it's a hashtag hold your damn money. Unless you on watching Timona, then you run that damn cash app, or watching Doc, then you run the damn cash app. But other than that, you hold your damn money. You hold your damn money. If we want something to change, these people is worried about two things. The first one I'm gonna say, it ain't too many of us got enough balls to attempt this. They don't want the loss of blood and the loss of money. Stop giving them your money. We can learn some stuff from folks in the 60s, but we don't need a boycott. We need a whole change of mind, a whole change of culture, a whole change of lifestyle. Stop wearing them. Let's reach out to Nagash. Nagash, we'll wear your stuff, but what you gonna do for us? It's some black shoe companies out there that making money, but we got to hold them accountable too. Right. We don't let them slide just because they're black either. But why do we constantly support people that don't like us? They don't like us. They let us know they don't like us.
But
look how many black people on the basketball.
I'm gonna put this out there, and I understood it to a certain extent, but then again I didn't. So there was some black platforms, black companies that swarmed to HBCUs, swarmed to that HBCU or black collective when Prime was at Jackson State. For example, Actively Black.
Ain't heard from him since.
Or Travis Hunter did some type of deal with a black bank, right?
Oh, Greenwood National Bank. That's nationally right there.
Right, but what I'm saying is the Actively Black was supposed to be actively black in HBCU spaces and whatnot. Mm-hmm. Man, folks, he went to Colorado, and there was a couple of folks in black spaces that was trying to basically turn away from market or their base, and they were trying to go get that Colorado money, and it didn't translate. So then they tried to come back over here to the HBCU spaces.
Hey, I got a question. What about Shaq? His son go to Texas Southern.
He just entered the transfer.
In the transfer portal.
Who, Shakir?
We can't win to lose.
I mean, did he do well?
No, he wasn't playing. He wasn't playing, but
he really wasn't playing like that. Johnny played mostly.
I can't say nothing about Shaq. I think he donated to Bethune-Cookman, which let me go ahead and shout them out, because coach, without every boy,
them
folks over at Bethune-Cookman are cooking. Do you hear me?
Yeah.
They bringing in that shmoney. They bringing in that shmoney. Okay? I don't know. Reggie Theus and coach is in there working it. Today, Bethune-Cookman University is honored to receive a generous donation of $1.4 million from Mr. Gail Limeran. For our student athletes, this donation is going to tremendously impact the ways in which they are able to develop both on and off the field. $1.4 million. It's not even it's kind of under the radar. Man, I'm telling you. And guess who's not nowhere to be found? Reed. I thought you said that you had billions and billions of dollars. It looks like it would appear that Bethune-Cookman is getting them donations in. No celebrity football coach needed, right? And they had just got, what did they get? I want to say they got $420,000 a couple days ago. Let me see if I can find it. See who else they got. They over there doing some fundraising, okay? $420,000 the other day, and now they just got 1 point. So it is possible, y'all. It is possible to get some money. We just got to figure out how what are they? Who are they talking to? Right? Who are these folks? Reggie Theus knows something. So congratulations to Bethune-Cookman. They get in their locker rooms. They getting whatever they said that they were gonna do. They've been doing it. Hopefully, the naysayers that were talking about it, hopefully they get back on here. It was some HBCU folks. Hopefully they get on here and talk about it. I heard a lot of talking about.
They got some NFL alums.
Mm-hmm. Daytona Beach.
Bethune got some NFL alums.
Mm-hmm.
Daytona Beach Racing and Recreation District donates $420,000 to the football team. So that's 420. So that's 1.8 million, and that's in just the last week. $1.8 million, and it says that it's to athletic facilities. So congrats to Bethune-Cookman, right? This is the type of things that we need. Investments into the community. And this is no celebrity coach needed. So congratulations, Bethune-Cookman. Coach Raymond Woody, he did a phenomenal job with recruiting and turning around that program that had to downsize due to being on academic probation or SACS accreditation probation. They got reaccredited and they've been on the ground running. So FAMU, watch out. You Doc, what you think? Who gonna win that between Bethune-Cookman and FAMU?
Sure, the way Bethune-Cookman going and the rate FAMU loses some of their players on the portal, it might go back to when Bethune was FAMU's daddy in the MEAC.
Man, I sure hope Bethune whoop him out. My friend would never hear the end of that.
Y'all, what I'm saying, y'all,
my friend would never hear the end of that.
I tell y'all, my MEAC friends would tell me about how Bethune used to run the MEAC and was beating up on everybody.
Let me ask y'all a question. Can I ask y'all a question? Do anybody on this panel go to Dollar General or Family Dollar?
Mm-hmm.
I go to Dollar General.
Y'all do?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you go to Dollar General, right? Have anybody ever thought about telling Dollar General, y'all in our neighborhoods, everywhere you go, y'all gonna donate to these schools? See, I'm gonna show you something, right, what we miss out on. It's the song I like to listen to, right? They say, we don't understand the power
I ain't gonna lie,
that we've been sleeping on. They know the power we sitting on, but we don't understand the power we've been sleeping on. When we leave our neighborhoods and call it the hood, I don't ever use the word hood. It's a black neighborhood. Why everybody else got a neighborhood, but we only got a hood? Your neighbor is friendly and loving and take care of you, right? It's how you look at things. So once we start looking at ourselves in a better way, in a better light, guess what? We won't be afraid to tell Dollar General, you know what? You can leave that store there, but it gonna shut down if you ain't giving nothing. See, we got the power, we got the juice. And we don't understand that we got the power. We are the most powerful commodity ever brought to this country. And we don't understand it. And we just letting everybody else see what we sitting on. That's why everybody come to our neighborhood. We like to say we ain't got no money, but we send every other race of children to college. We make everybody else rich.
Make them comfortable in our spaces.
We got it. But we got to understand how to use it. And now we got to understand how, because they want our money. I don't want to give none of them our money because our power is our neighborhood. And we got to understand that together we're powerful, right? So if together we're powerful, Dollar General, you're going to give up that money. You're going to get as much money to the SWAC. You're going to get as much money to the MEAC, the CIAA, SIAC, Dollar General, Family Dollar, Walmart. Why they ain't doing nothing? See, the only thing anybody should ever get is necessity. And in the process, we need to be saying what we gonna own together as a community so we can cut them folks out. Then we can take care of ourselves. But they know they got us in a position now. They know they can, well, you know, they can only afford to give them $10. Let's give them $45. They're gonna leave from over there. They come and take, man, it's way deeper for me. Like it's just deeper than the NIL, it's deeper than the college. It's what they want, it's how they move us around. And it's how they continue to do the same thing with us, right? Remember they said Colorado, y'all remember this when Deion went there. Colorado was Black America's team, right? Y'all remember that?
Don't take me back. Don't take me back.
Now watch this. Wait, I'm gonna learn you something right quick. Y'all do know that wasn't the first time they did that, right? They know, see, they play us like a tune because we've been studied. They study us and we just follow, right? Do y'all remember John Thompson at Georgetown? Remember, they made him Black America's team. 17 people, 17 black people at Georgetown. 15 of them played on the basketball team.
Michigan, Fab Five.
Then after Michigan, I was going there. After Michigan, they had the Black Sox. Oh, they're so radical. They are so radical. They are Black America. They are Black America's team.
But see, before Fab Five, UNLV was the same way.
Yeah. So now watch this, right? So, but because it was Deion Sanders, it was a little closer because he was at Jackson State, and we thought he was the first one. I just sat on this for a minute. I know somebody else gonna figure this out. How we just keep following. They do the same game plan. They don't even switch their plan up. Shit, they don't have to switch it up. They don't ever switch their game plan up. They run the same play. They run the same pick. They run the same pick and pop, and we play the same defense, standing over while they shooting a 12-foot jump wide open, touching nothing but the bottom of the net. They keep doing the same damn thing, and so do we. But what they're doing, causing them to win, helping them win. What we're doing is causing us to lose. I want us to win. EA asked in the chat, since when did black people stick together something like that long term? I asked him, was he willing to do it? Because it started with him. Stop looking outside somebody else to see if they gonna do some long term. It start with you. Maybe you can be the one where you live to start what you want to see done. Get in the streets, talk to the youth. We can't always look, well, they gonna do it. No, it start right here. It start with you. Look in the mirror. Look in the mirror, black man. Black man, we like to say we run our community, black man. We want our woman to submit to us, black man. You know why it's hard for why it's so hard for our woman to submit to us? Because we submit to everybody else. So it's time for us to pull our damn pants up and say, we ain't got to submit no more. We gonna control our community. We gonna look out for our women, our elderly, and our youth. We gonna take our power back.
That's real.
We got the power. They just controlling it. But we are the powerful one. I just wanted to say that. My bad. I ain't trying to take over. Mom, so I apologize.
You good.
You spoke about.
I'm getting ready. Drop. Make sure y'all. I'm gonna drop Brother Bakari's YouTube channel so you can subscribe to his channel. And Doc, your channel as well. Still got about 129 in the chat. This is Brother Bakari's channel that I just dropped. Make sure you go like and subscribe. These are the closing thoughts. Anybody have any closing thoughts? We about to get up out of here soon.
Yeah, I can start off.
Just the game, and you know, where do we go from here? Anything that you guys want to share?
I just want to say shout out to the girls basketball team on a successful season. by any stretch of the imagination. UConn is a stoic program. Now it's time for us to do the same thing at the I Love Jackson State University. And that starts with investing into the program, investing into Coach Reed, so that we can build, our own pipeline. Let's get, some banners of ours continuing. Let's go knock off a few teams in the first and second round of the NCAA tournament. I think we could do it. I know we could do it. Everybody on this call tonight, reach somebody, tell them, man, hey, we got the best coaching, not just, HBCUs, but college basketball throughout the United States, man. So shout out to all of the fans that came out to support today. Timon, it was good to see you and Ken in that space, man. Thank you guys for what you do. And keep going. Don't stop, man. We got to keep rocking.
Thank you, AJ. Brother Bakari? Or
Thank you for letting me speak. I want to give a shout out to Coach Tomekia Reed, her staff, and the Lady Tigers on an excellent season. I hated it ended the way it ended, but you know what? We had a 21 game win streak. Think about it. We had a 21 game win streak, and we really didn't have our whole team together all season. Mm-hmm. We got a bad seed. We know we got a bad seed. We know it, but that's all right. We gonna keep pushing, and the next time they give us a bad, they're gonna damn, they're gonna stop giving us those bad seeds. And shout out to Grambling over there in the NIT, North Carolina A&T. Shout out to Norfolk State in the CBI, North Carolina Central in the CBI too, right? Shout out to both of them. I hope. Well, Grambling and North Carolina A&T can't win the NIT, but I wish some type of way they play in the finals. I haven't looked at I must looked at the wrong year tomorrow, because I promise I didn't even see neither one of them. I looked at the wrong year. It had to be the wrong year I looked at. But hopefully somehow they can play in the finals. Norfolk State or North Carolina Central win their tournaments, and and it'll be a successful season for HBCUs. And you know what? Before I want to give a shout out to Alcorn coach for being completely honest after the game when they lost to Jackson State. That was the most honest interview I ever heard about losing. He made no excuses. He did nothing, and he was like, you know what? They give us the best chance to win. He was just hoping they could play close. They give us the best chance to win in the next stage, but we got a bad. But that's okay. We know we deserve to be higher than the 14. But that's all right. That's all right. We gonna only grow from this. We gonna only grow for this as a team, as a university. Everything gonna get better. And on that note, man, thank you once again for Timona. Peace, Doc, and peace to the brother. I don't see your name. I don't get your name, but peace to you. AJ. All right,
yes, sir.
All right, AJ. Peace to you, my brother.
Yes, sir. Peace to you, fam.
Doc?
Well, congratulations to Coach Reed and the Lady Tigers for having one of the best seasons in school history, to be exact. Like I said, we got shafted out of a higher seed, but that's all right. You know what I'm saying? What we do is we turn lemons and turn that shit into lemon drops, whatever you want to call it, whatever you want to do. We turn it into something. We turn something into nothing, turn nothing into something. But like I said, give a shout out to Coach Simmons over at Grambling, North Carolina A&T, in the women's NIT, Norfolk State men. Even though Bethune lost, they lost today. Shout out to them. Alabama and shout out to them. Norfolk State women, shout out to them. Everybody in the HBCU world, as far as basketball, that participated in some tournament this weekend. Shout out to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all. Shout out to you for going up to stores in the rain and getting, all the good footage and asking Coach Reed all the good questions and stuff like that. I know you wanted to ask Coach Geno some questions too, but you worry about Coach Reed.
What? I had a chance to, and when I heard his response to Coach Reed and him saying that she should go somewhere else. They said, does anybody else got some questions for him? I ain't had nothing to say. I just sat there because I didn't know what to ask him after he said that. Because I kind of felt like it was a backhanded compliment, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I didn't say nothing.
Right. Shout out to Grambling Men too for getting to the NCAA tournament and winning it, and Howard. So everybody who, like I said, everybody who played in the basketball tournament, Langston going to the Fab Four and NAIA. Shout out to them, Coach Wright over there. I am in the process talks with another brand also.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Slushies. It is Black owned. I've been in contact with the lady, Miss Christine. Shout out to her. We're gonna try to get some stuff going on and to get her apparel line out and market it out there through my show and maybe through yours and whoever wants to be a part of it. So I'd say everybody go check it out. Slushies.com, just like you get a slushie from the store. That's how you spell it. SLUSHIES.com. So make sure you check that out. And I'm probably getting some stuff coming in this week from her. So I can rock it on the show next time y'all see it.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, man, this seemed like what last year during tournament time we was up having a 3.5 hour, 4 hour show talking about everything. So it's good that it's good while it lasted. Now it's time to get to football. We got spring practice.
We still in bowling and baseball. Hold up.
Yeah.
Bowling.
Well,
we
baseball gonna be a minute. Oh,
we're
bowling,
in the bowling tournament, and we won.
Oh.
Jackson State won against 2 teams today.
That's good.
I mean, we need this for the Commissioners Club because we kind of, we should be. I wonder where we at the Commissioners Club since the women done won the SWAC and the tournament. We might be up there now.
Baseball is baseball is one of those long, arduous sports. We talk about them over time. I know the baseball team is 16-5. We undefeated in the SWAC right now, so that is a good thing right there. But again, we got the spring practice. You got the spring game coming up in 2 weeks. Hey, life is good over at 1400.
Dang, how are we at the bottom like that? These must not be updated. Mr. Jeremiah said, y'all love talking about March football. I mean, yeah, the spring game, the schedule. Everybody loves talking about football, but we need to up the ante a little bit. We need to up it in baseball. Because right now, Prairie View in first place.
Oh, that's always.
No, it's not. Usually Alabama State be up there.
Or Prairie View.
Jackson State ain't never been that low.
Who third? Texas Southern.
We in 6th place right now.
Texas Southern third, FAMU in 4th.
I wonder, does this have the women's tournament included in this number? Can't be. They must not have updated it yet. Anyway, right now we currently in the SWAC tournament for bowling, so we might be able to pull out a win over there. That'll be good.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. But I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. We had a great discussion, a great breakdown. Thank you, Doc, for coming on the show. I want to thank AJ, Brother Bakari, Greg. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for all of the donations that I received tonight. It is a blessing. Mrs. Thompson Scott, Mr. Cook, Mr. Price, EA, Mr. Dukes, CJ Moore, thank you so much. Miss Hampton, Mr. Allen and Mr. Turner, and Mrs. Sweeney. I want to thank everybody that made donations to, help me subsidize, because I have such great content. I can't wait to drop it. The band was booming, and I love this little GoPro. I'm learning how to use it. I seen Ken today in his live, and it was amazing. Like, it was similar to how we did the live, but it was more elevated, and it was it was well put together for him to do that live today that I was on. I liked the format of it. It was great. So I learned something new. I was like, oh, okay. He had his phone right here, his laptop right here. We had one angle. It was great. I loved it. So I'm excited because I plan on elevating this channel, and we getting ready to go to what?
SWAC Media Day.
SWAC Media Day coming up.
Yeah. I'm already a couple of steps ahead. And I want to give a shout out. I didn't get too many shout outs today as far as doing the stream because I was so into the game.
Right.
But I want to give a shout out to Miss Mary, Harvest Assembly Church, Miss Bonnie, and Jay for their donations to help me subsidize the money that I would have lost if the game being monetized that I showed today. But if you really want to go back up there and watch the game, you can watch the game before, I guess, ABC or Turner TV takes it down. But if you want to, I would say go ahead and subscribe to my channel and hit the donation button, because most of this is going to go back to the channel. Just like Timona, we got to pay for this. Like this streaming software, it ain't cheap. It's expensive. It is expensive. So to help us subsidize some of the things that we got going on, it's always best for us to get the donations coming in to where we can kind of get all the stuff paying out. But don't speak on my homegirl name no more like that. She media now.
Yeah.
She media. She ain't political science no more. She media now.
Them folks that be sneak dissing when I be in the SWAC media for the football, asking questions.
Stop playing with my name. I ain't
Go
gonna
right
say
on
it.
there.
Can y'all hear him when he said it?
Fucking stop playing with my name. I ain't
Go
gonna
right
say
on
it
there.
no more.
Yeah, don't say it no more. Y'all stop playing with my name.
I was just saying. Look.
Y'all stop playing with my name.
So you already at 3,000. Congratulations to you. I'm
yes, thank you.
17 away from 2,100, and I know it's been a hard, long, arduous journey for me. It's trying to get into this point as far as getting 2,000 subscribers, but I'm trying to get it to where I get 2,500, 3,000. But I also, like I said, I also got a busy schedule as far as work, so I be trying to drop content and get do shows and stuff like that. But when you got a real life job with real life bills. Sometimes some of that, it takes a back seat. But.
Right. All right. And y'all have a good night.
Peace.
I wish I could play the band from. I'm gonna have new band videos coming up this week, y'all. I'm gonna have the new band videos. My own videos that I was able to record. Y'all have a good night. Thank y'all for tuning in.
Court.